All right. We should have made a post in the Discord. You don't think?
No, no.
All right. Let's transition now, shall we? Let's go. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome to Gamer Actual, your weekly deep dive in the biggest news in gaming. You can find us on all major podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, with a visual version of this podcast being available on youtube.com at Gamer Actual. You can find us on all major podcast platforms. All major podcast platforms, right? Now, yeah. So, with all that said, I'm your host, Cash, and with me today, I got the homie, the Heartless, on this post CEO slash Father's Day podcast episode. Today
A
we're
very
gonna be
interesting episode.
today we're gonna be getting into a lot of stuff, including MindsEye, what people are saying about it, and you can clearly see from the title what people are saying about it. We're gonna also be talking about the Gears of War beta, Splitgate, and a lot more in today's episode. So let's get into it, actual gamers. I'm your host, Cash. Let's get started. Heartless, what's popping, bro?
Yo, what's good, fam? What's good?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
I gotta say, Cash,
Mm-hmm.
when we first started this podcast, I was
Yeah.
a Street Fighter player.
Yeah.
But now, I've played so many different games this week, I feel. It's
Mm-hmm.
like,
You're an
the
actual
past 2
gamer
weeks.
now. You're an actual
Uh,
gamer now.
and that's so fitting because this is the Gamer Actual podcast. So just
Exactly.
welcome it, everybody.
Yes. He's a real gamer now, guys. He's Heartless is pretty much a gaming Pinocchio.
It
That's what he
happened
is
to
now.
me.
It happened.
I caught the bug.
But yo, how you doing, bro?
I'm
What?
doing good. I'm excited
I,
for tonight's
I'm
episode.
yeah. I'm asking you this question like we don't talk almost every fucking day, but you
That's
know,
crazy.
let the people know what you've been up to this week.
I mean, we just watched CEO. Shout out to Lashard. That was a really fun time.
It was amazing,
It was down to the very end,
bro.
and you had no clue who was gonna win it until the very end, and that
Bro,
was just fun to watch. It's
so
one of
many
the
top
reasons why I'm
players.
really there's
Yes,
so many top players at these
bro.
events because I think they restructured the way the um, the Capcom Cup and the way you earn points. I think they restructured it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a lot more attractive because I don't know if people know last year people weren't very happy with it and they were saying, man, I get on a 12-hour flight that I pay for to come here to try to qualify for the Capcom Cup to get randomed out and put into the corner, and people were just weren't very happy. And now I think we're seeing a lot more talented players in these uh, Capcom Cup qualifying tournaments.
Right.
But yo, shout out to Lashard though. He did just win 2 majors in a row. He just won Combo Breaker and then went to win CEO. I think that's pretty impressive. So
Bro, it's kind of anybody's game now, though. You can't go into these events now and be like, "Yo, I know exactly who's gonna win." That's the
which
crazy
is
part.
what makes it more impressive, Cash, that
Right.
Lashard wins 2 majors in a
In a
row.
row, yeah.
Because the nature of Street Fighter, you could get randomed out and be highly frustrated. You know, a lot of fighting game players, they like to the first round they will take more risks because they're trying to gather data. Street
Mhm.
Fighter's like if you try to play like that, you might cost yourself a championship.
Yep.
It's crazy. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited, and I'm excited for tonight's episode. How are you doing, Cash? Let the
I'm
audience know.
I'm good, bro. This week was pretty good, but I was kind of like locked in on CEO this weekend. I'm gonna be honest with you. And
You were.
another Christmas miracle. I got my family involved. Like my wife, my kids were all watching CEO. They were all watching. But
That's crazy.
my daughter was the most invested out of all of them. Like
She
she knows the players, she knows the commentators. She's like,
oh she's hooked.
so I'm like, do I, do I put her on Street Fighter? Like, do I do that? Like, she needs to get. She's like 7. I can't get a controller to fit in her hands. Like, they're too small. So would a hitbox work for her? Like, would I?
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
I would get her like a small hitbox. Now that I'm
yeah.
thinking
You
about,
you
I'm
you can
thinking
get her
about it
like an
right now.
$80 levelist from
Yeah,
Amazon.
yeah,
I
and
think
just
they're
have
called
her.
the hot or something like that. HAUTE. Look them up.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get her one, bro. Cause,
I think you should.
yeah, bro, she's like looking. Oh, that was a punish counter. And I'm
And
like, what?
I, I think you should, and just don't change nothing about the layout,
He just give.
or you could swap Di and Perry, but don't make it easy for her because kids figure it out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Uh huh.
You
And
know
then I just
the
play with her.
yeah, and the whole um this is up and this is down can be
Mm.
confusing for some people, but she's a kid; she'll figure it out.
She'll
And once
figure it
she
out.
figures it out, it's intuitive, forever.
So I'm
That's what
thinking
I say.
about it, bro. I'm
That's what I
really
say.
thinking about it, cause yo, this kid is also fucking beast at chess, bro. She almost beat me. She almost beat me, but I didn't say it out loud. Like I tried to keep like a poker face, but like I was like, holy shit.
I'm gonna get my ass whooped by my 7-year-old daughter. What?
So she has the brains for it, and
Listen,
she's
I think you should do it. And then what's gonna happen after she gets into it? What do you think's gonna happen?
my brother. My son's gonna want to get into it too.
Her
He's
brother's
wanna
gonna
learn.
want to get into
Yeah.
it. So yeah, that'd be sick.
A fighting game family, bro. An
And
FGC
you
family.
could play with her. Honestly, even just you playing with her would be enough for her to be like, oh, I want to, like, I really want to. Like,
Yeah,
I
because I
have fun
think
playing with daddy.
exactly. But I think because she sees my investment in these events,
Yeah,
she's now getting invested. So she wants to
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
She wants to learn.
That's sick. That's
Like,
sick.
bro.
And then we get our the stream and go viral. Just kidding. Don't do that. I would not do that.
No, but what's crazy is even today, like Yipes wasn't there. My dog came and was like, "Yo, where's Yipes?" I was like, "The hell? What do you know who Yipes is?" Like she's like calling them by name. She's calling people by name. She's calling Punk by name without without them showing their names on screen. So she's really like memorizing these people. She's remembering these people. Even
Yeah.
Shine, she saw Shine and was like, "Daddy, that's Shine."
And you're like, indeed,
Yeah.
that is Shine.
I was like, "Wow." I was kind of blown away.
I
I'm not gonna lie.
I watched Shine on stream actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
When?
yesterday. Yesterday.
Yeah?
He was on the stream. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He was streaming
No, he was on
the event on CEO.
Yeah.
I don't remember who took him out. Who took him out of the event? Kaba. I think Kaba took him out.
Bro, I just sneezed for my life.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, Kaba took him out.
uh, that's too funny.
And then who took out Kaba? Was it Lashar? Somebody took out Kaba.
I don't know.
But-
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I really got heavily invested today. When I got fully invested.
Yeah, no. I was invested since day one, bro. Because even yesterday, my wife and I went out. We went out on like a little date and shit. And even during then, I was kind of like, peeking over and it's like looking at shit. And she's
That's
like,
crazy.
yo, so where are they now in the event? She's like, because she could clearly tell that I'm like, yo, I'm really into it. So, and she didn't have an issue with it. She was fine.
She didn't tell you she had an issue with it.
No, she didn't have an issue with it. Because even today, like we were watching for the entire day.
As long as you get home and you guys have fun,
Oh, we had fun, and then we had fun, and then we had fun. So it was a lot of fun.
That's F is for friends that do stuff together.
Together.
They had fun, guys.
Yeah, but this week was a lot of fun. What else did we did this week? I feel like we did something else that I'm probably not remembering right now, but there was a lot of stuff because it was our birthday week, right? So we kind of celebrated.
Were you flexing your bicep?
Not really, but if y'all want to, I feel like I've kind of deflated though, because I had to get off like the protein and creatine for 2 weeks because I had to do a blood test. So I feel like I've deflated. Yeah, but we back in there tomorrow.
Okay.
We back in there tomorrow.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
Saying.
but yeah, this week was a lot of fun. I feel like we didn't do much gaming this week. in terms of like outside of streaming, I didn't do much gaming this week.
Yeah, working on
Yeah,
the
we have Fighter
videos.
Files. We can say it. Fighter Files episodes, and I have another episode we're working on for my channel, which is how it ended.
Are
Very
you gonna
excited
tell
about those
them?
two.
Are you gonna tell them which one?
Oh yeah, we're working on Visceral Games this time around. So
Okay.
the script is pretty much well almost done. Only thing I need to do is record now, which I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, and we're gonna get this shit popping.
All right. So for the ones who are watching the stream live, in the chat, I dropped the first link is for our first episode of Fighter Files, and the second link is for Cash's latest episode of How It Ended, the Fall of Silicon Knights. Both of these videos are highly interesting if you're a gamer, if you like gaming trivia, if you like just like knowing the game space and the gaming universe and this like how everything is panned out in the last 20 to 30 years and some character lore. Check out these two videos for sure. Please and thank you. Shout out to everybody.
Oh, Bello says happy Father's Day. I just saw that. Happy Father's Day, Bello. Happy Father's Day. Even though you dubbed us yesterday, but we're not gonna talk about this on the stream. We could talk about it
He
off
didn't get
stream.
on. He didn't get on Splitgate with us, and that
I don't think he
was
has Splitgate downloaded, Heartless.
that's not cool. That is not cool, if you ask me.
It's all, and we supposed to be a team. We supposed to be a
That's what
team,
I'm
Bello.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's all good though. Still love over here, Bello. Still love over here. But all right, let's get into our podcast. What are some games that came out this week?
All right. Sorry, I just had to get my drink open.
Hmm?
Some games that came out this week. We had quite a few, and some of them were just games being re-released for new consoles or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, one of the first ones that came out this week was MindsEye, and
We'll be
that
talking
released
about that
on,
later. We're gonna be
we
talking
will be
about that
talking
later.
about that. That released on June 10th for PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. We also had on June 10th Warhammer Space Marine Master Crafted Edition.
Mm-hmm.
It's a remaster of the original Space Marine Warhammer. That released on June 10th. PC, Xbox, and Xbox Series X
One
and
thing,
S.
one thing I want to point out: it has all the DLC. Like every single DLC that came out for the game is in that.
That's sick.
Bro, I was going through the DLC last night. I was like, holy crap, everything is there.
It's got a co-op multiplayer.
No, it doesn't. The first one did, and the second one does, which is why I kind
That's
of
that's
wish
a big
they
turn
did
off
that.
for me.
I wish they did that for the. I wish they remastered the first one and allowed you to have co-op in it. That would be sick.
Yeah, that would have been sick.
Yeah.
That would have been sick. What else we had this week? Tom Clancy's Rainbow Siege 6X. Released on June 10th as well, actually, for PC, Xbox, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5. And I'm intrigued. Is this this is not a new game, is it?
I think it's a DLC.
It's a DLC, right?
Yeah, for Siege. I think it's just a DLC for Siege. So it might be it's 10th DLC, who knows? Or 10th expansion, I don't know, cuz I don't really follow up Rainbow Six like that. I'm not the Rainbow Six guy. We have a resident Rainbow Six guy. Shout out to Pinksy. We would
Shout
have
out
to ask.
to Pinksy. We
would
do
have to
have the
ask him.
resident. We do have the resident Rainbow Six guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else we got here? Dune Awakening also released on June 10th. What is up with the June 10th?
It's my wife's
an
birthday. Shout out to
MMO
wifey.
Shout out to wifey. It's an MMO open world simulation, science fiction, third person viewer, multiplayer. Obviously, it's an open world survivor game, and it takes place in the Dune universe. So for the people that are interested in the Dune universe, definitely check that out.
I don't. You know what's funny? I haven't followed up about that game. I don't know what people are really saying about the game. It just I saw it and was like, oh, it's a Doom game. I guess
People are playing it. People are playing it for sure.
that's what I heard, but I've never really like took the initiative to like try the game out. I don't know. I guess that's bad on my part, but like you can't play them all, bro. Like we're just a small team over here, okay? We can't play them all.
We can't. Unfortunately, we got our little basket of games, and it's a lot of fun to us, but we can't play them all. I wish I could. That's why we're doing this. We're trying to make this happen. We're trying to create a place where gamers come together and we're trying to turn it into something real, and we're trying to spend our lives gaming because that's what we love.
Right.
uh,
Reaper PC says
anyways,
Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you too, bro. I know you got some kids out there somewhere, Reaper.
shout out to Reaper in the chat. Um,
Thank you.
the
Thank
next
you.
game, the next game on the list came out June 12th. It is a re-release of Stellar Blade, which is breaking records, by the way, guys. Um, it's got high scores and it's got a lot of people playing it. It released on the PC, and people are obviously excited about that. I can't even imagine the mods that people are going to put on this game. Anyways, what else we got here on the list? Five Nights at Freddy's, Secret of the Mimic. This is scoring relatively good. You got people scoring 80 out of 100 on Steam. That's
That's
not
good.
bad at all. Released June 13th for PC and PlayStation 5. And I believe this is a survival horror
Horror
game,
game.
kind of
Yeah, it's five.
like a
It's Five Nights
puzzle
at Freddy.
game.
Yeah, it's Five
Yeah.
Nights at Freddy. Have you ever played any of the Five Nights at Freddy games, Heartless?
I have not. No, 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 no.
I've heard of them, never tried them out, but when so during my years of teaching, I remember my kids my students just going crazy about that shit, and I was like, okay, I'm still not gonna check it out. I'm sorry, because it just felt like one of those trends that kids was going crazy over, that and Minecraft. So it just
Yeah.
never intrigued me to like look into it. It was like I bet it's stupid, but we have a Five Nights at Freddy movie that did was received pretty well, and a Minecraft movie that broke freaking box office records. So I don't know anymore.
And chat, especially for those that missed it, Cash did say he was once a teacher. He did
Yes,
say that.
yes, I did.
An
I did.
educator.
An
Not only
educator.
is he a nurturing provider, but he was once an educator. Where would the youth be without people like Cash?
Wow, wow. Thank you. I guess. Speaking of
Um,
Minecraft, we actually watched a Minecraft movie earlier today too.
you
When
and your family?
when CEO took that break, that 2 hour break before 7 o'clock, we
I
used
said,
that.
now's the time. Let it
So
rip.
we watch Minecraft. It is actually pretty good. Like even if you're not a Minecraft, I learned so much about my kids today with Minecraft because I didn't know these kids knew anything about Minecraft. Because that's the reason
They
why I
know
didn't
everything,
pick.
don't they?
Bro, when my son said chicken jockey, I was like, how the hell does he know who chicken jockey is? Like, what is this? What? How do you know
They
that?
know.
They
They
know.
know.
Like these
Yo,
kids know.
maybe when you're not around, they get on your PC and they be on YouTube.
So my daughter told me that she's played Minecraft before because she has a laptop. So her school provides a laptop,
Ah,
and that's how
that's
she.
what's up though.
So I'm like, okay, the more you know, I guess.
The
Like
more you know.
this is how you know that your kids are growing up, and they're starting to like have their own like mini adventures and things without you as parents, like
They're having their
guardrails,
own access to
experiences.
information
Right.
without you.
Mm-hmm. So your guardrails are starting to come off. Not that because again, it's still regulated. The laptop is still a regulate because it's a school provided laptop. So there
Yeah.
are going to be regulations on there, but still, it's crazy to think about, bro. These kids don't know any. Like I remember our like age, bro. During that time, I didn't have access to computers and stuff like that.
No.
These kids are advanced, bro.
They advance.
Yep.
They advance. The future gonna be crazy.
Yeah, future gonna be
The
insane.
future's gonna be crazy.
Reaper, let's talk about that off stream. But yeah. Anything else, Heartless, before we move on?
I don't see any other games that catch my interest. To be honest with you, I would just listen to games that I knew the team said were interesting to them. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I got so far. If you want, I'm ready to move on to the main topics. We got some pretty interesting things to talk about here.
All right, so one of the main topics for tonight, guys, we're just gonna hop right into it. We're gonna rip the band-aid off, and that is MindsEye. Everybody hates this damn game. And from what I heard, it's the game is even worse than Cyberpunk when it was released. Which is
I heard it's the worst review game of the year.
a worst reviewed game of the year. Yes, definitely one of the worst reviewed games of the year. Um, and that's kind of like crazy. Like, have you seen like the characters, like there was an instance of a character you're not seeing his face. He's almost like looking like melted ice cream, bro. And it's been
That's
going
crazy.
viral. Man, listen. So I don't know if anyone was interested in this game, but the first time I saw it, I was like, we weren't seeing much for me to feel confident that this game was gonna be good. That was just my opinion. I was like, I needed to see more, right? Even my brother called me. He was like, "Yo, what do you think about Mind's Eye?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't know because there's not much that
You know what
I've
I would have
seen."
said?
What?
I would have said Mind's Eye is not in my mind's eye. You know what this game got a score on Metacritic?
What? What?
43.
43?
4-3.
The last time I checked, that means it went up because before I thought that I saw it like 24.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
It was let me double check. I don't want to lie, but I'm pretty
Was
sure I
this
saw.
on the games draft? Did anybody put this
No,
in
and
their draft choice?
no, I don't think anybody did. I don't
I
think
wish somebody
anybody.
did. I wish somebody did.
I don't think mine's yeah, it's at 43 right now on Metacritic. It is at 43 right now on Metacritic. That's insane. And it's sitting a user score 2.6. So
That's horrible.
fans ain't liking that, bro. So
That's
let's just
crazy.
look at some people gave it a 10. What? Were you bought?
10 out of 10?
Some people gave it a 10. Like this has to be
Those are
like
the devs. The devs.
Mind's Eye user review, right? The cinematic scenes are amazing and the graphics are beautiful. I like the game. This probably, you know what's crazy? This person probably played the game and
Out
never
of
had an
Mega
issue.
PC. Out of
Yes,
Mega PC. Yeah,
and
yeah,
never.
I was thinking that.
Wow, the difference that makes.
That was the first thing I was thinking. It was anyone that is giving it a 10 probably just has such a powerful PC that they don't have to recognize anything that's wrong about this game.
Exactly. Now look at this review. They gave it an 8, right? And it says
Yeah.
way better game than the modders are making out to be. Great story, gameplay. Haven't experienced a single glitch or bug. These are mostly mods created by Rockstar devs or people being paid to do so. Funny how so-called bugs and Mind's Eye look just like mods used in GTA. This seems more of like an opinion based like review or comment. So I don't know. I can't really
I
say
don't
on that
know.
one. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just overwhelmingly negative. So it's like, who do you believe?
Who do you
You know?
believe here? Um Gaming Bolt, all right? Gaming Bolt is another website that I tend to go to when it comes to gaming news. It says Mind's Eye is an excellent example of style over substance, a game that falls apart the moment you start playing it. Damn. Gaming Radar gave it a 40. Um, Game Reactor UK also gave it a 40. IGN gave it a 40, which is very. When IGN gives your game something below 7, bro, you know that, yo, they didn't like it.
They give
They,
us
they
sevens like,
so flippantly. So flippantly,
it,
bro.
yeah. Everything's a 7 in IGN's eyes.
In IGN's eyes. So when they give it a 40, then you kind of have to like perk up a little bit and like be like, PC gaming gave it a TBD. I don't get this. The action would be possible if we were, oh, by a compelling.
What?
If we were buoyed by a compelling story. I don't know if that. Am I saying this word properly? Or buoyed? Buoyed. Buoyed, right? What is that? What word is that? Let me look that up. Chat. We are learning right now. I don't know that word. Buoyed meaning
Boyd?
buoyed. Is it buoyed?
Boyd.
Yeah, it's buoyed.
No, Bowie. No,
Buoy.
wait.
No, I think
It's buoyed.
it's
It's buoyed.
buoyed. So what it
There's no Boyd. It's buoyed.
it's buoyed. So it says keep
Held
someone
up.
or
To be held
something
up.
afloat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
You learn
Exactly.
more every day by compelling
Yeah.
stories. So you say if it. So basically, they're saying if it had compelling stories,
It would have been
but it
held
would
up.
have yeah. But it's I'm not gripped in it. But they only played the game for 2 hours. So you can't
No.
we can't take
No.
your word for that. You have to be
I
playing the game
cannot.
for a long chunks to then give me a solid review. 2 hours is not
Of the
enough.
story. Of the
Of
story,
the story,
especially.
2 hours. 2 hours is the refund window in Steam. Exactly. But this is
I
PC Gamer though, bro. This is PC Gamer that's giving this review.
look at the comment here. Still probably not as bad as Veilguard.
Ouch.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Ouch.
that game came and went.
Came and
Came and
went,
went.
bro. In a snap, bro. Not even Thanos could snap that fast, bro.
That ooh.
Not even Thanos. You want to hear something crazier though?
What?
Even though it's like 43 on PC, on console, on PlayStation, it's sitting at 31.
It got worse on
And so
PlayStation?
it got worse on PlayStation.
It's supposed what? It's supposed to run smoother on console. It's supposed to be what?
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
like, nah, people are really not enjoying this game. But man, 43 is bad.
That's bad.
Yes, it definitely worst reviewed game of the year. Definitely. We should have. You know what we should have, bro? We should have a reverse draft too. We should have
The
games that we
worst
think.
games.
Yeah, we should. We
The
games that we
biggest
think.
flops of the year.
Games that we think
And
are
the
going to be
score
the
and the
biggest.
score is
The
the
lower
score
it
is
is,
100 minus whatever your score is.
yeah.
And then we
So
add those up.
like the lower the score is your likelihood of winning. Like the lower
Yeah.
they are in score,
All you gotta do
bro.
is you gotta take 100, and then you gotta minus the score. So let's say it scored 40.
Yeah,
100 minus 40 is 60. So
yeah,
that's you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then we add up all those, and then whoever has the highest number is called the biggest flops of the year.
yeah, bro. We should definitely do something like that.
Or we could make it so that the regular draft, instead of drafting, you could call a flop draft.
A flop draft. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you can bet against the game. That would be cool too, because you know, as we were getting towards the end of the draft, we were running out of games to draft.
Yeah.
If we could have flop drafts,
Like yeah. So yes. So it's like
so
a counter.
you could draft a game you think is going to score high,
Yeah.
or you could draft a game that you think is going to score low. And if you call that a scores low, then the scoring mechanism for that is, rather than it being the Metacritic score, it's 100 minus the Metacritic score.
Ah, yeah, I like
You see
that.
what I'm saying?
We should run it by Trez because Trez has a better
Oh,
experience.
he's the
of,
one who
like-
runs it, of course.
Yeah, so we should definitely talk to Trez about that. But I
That
like
would be
the
interesting
idea
though. It adds another layer,
to the
you
draft.
know,
Yeah,
to the draft for sure.
yeah, but mostly. So these are. Let's look at like
Hold up,
critics. Yeah,
hold up.
I'm here.
Just
I'm
just
listening.
think of this. Think of this. You're at the last few rounds of the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think at this point the games are gonna score about 60, right?
Mhm.
Somewhere between 50 and 60, right? You say to yourself, I don't want to go for 50 or 60 points. Hell no, I'm gonna call some busts. If this game scores a 30, I get 70. You know?
Right.
It adds that layer. Oh, just thinking about it. Let me know. Alright, so anyways, what were you saying?
Reaper's asking in the chat. Speaking of drafts, where are you? So speaking of draft, where are you folks in those prediction ranking for this year? Trez posted it somewhere, did he not?
It's updated. I think it's updated.
Where did he put it? Because I can't. I have to look for it.
I think if you're on Google Chrome, if you just type in the word draft,
Yeah.
it'll come. Yeah, it'll come up at the bottom.
Or I could just search Trez's name right here in the chat, and we should see messages from Trez. Oh, found it.
Yeah, the version that I found is not updated. So yeah.
No, the one I found is updated. Heartless, Monster Hunter 88, then Mafia, The Old Country, nothing yet. Assassin's Creed Shadows 81, and then 0 for Fable. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage 72, so you're sitting at 241. And then we had.
Why don't we see it on the stream though?
I'm gonna share it. I wanted to. You're right. Let me. No, I kind of, because I didn't have. I don't think I have that scene set up in here, but we can have that arranged right
You
now.
can make it happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. All I'm gonna do is just share this screen right here. Boom. I'll just share my desktop if I can. I should have it Nope, that's not it. But we could get it. We could get it done. Hold up. Give me a second, chat. We gonna get it.
Give
We
me a
gonna.
second. I need to sneeze.
Um, share desktop. Where's my desktop viewer? There we go. Boom. Just put that back here. And when I'm done, I'll turn off the desktop. So chat, this is where we are right now with the draft. This is where we are. There we go. There we go. You can see it, right?
I can see it. Let me see something though. Okay, so yeah, I'm not looking too hot here.
You're not looking too hot. Have you seen my score?
I mean, you got a lot of games coming up.
Yeah, I got games coming up. Ninja Gaiden's coming up for me. Metal Gear Solid is coming up. Crimson Desert is coming up this year. A lot of my other games are not delayed.
Oh, Little Nightmares is gonna get such a high score too.
Oh yes, I know, because I'm looking forward to it. It's also fun fact. I beat Little Nightmares a couple of weeks ago.
I nobody care, man. Ain't nobody want. I don't want nobody to hear that. What? How? No, Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yote gonna score high. He got this in the bag.
No, Rick definitely. Thick Flair definitely won this year. No question. We need to start talking about who's getting runner up, which I kind of feel like Trez is already sitting at the runner up spot, to be honest.
We suck at this.
Yeah, because you know what? We were more looking at. I think Thick was looking at like reception and Metacritic, like, you know what I mean? So next year I'll be better prepared for this. No question. No question. No question.
And you got screwed with the Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, because they got delayed.
And I only got away with not getting the Grand Theft Auto because I sucked at this.
No, but you picked Monster Hunter. That was smart.
Yeah, that was smart.
We got Jay on Pokemon, ZA.
Fable got me screwed. If it wasn't for Fable, I'd have been good.
Mm-hmm. We got Split Fiction for Jay. We got Fatal Fury. City of the Wolves is sitting at an 80. Clear Obscure 92. That's his biggest game so far. Steel Hunter is not out yet. Perfect Dark.
It's the highest rated game on here, actually.
Yeah.
Clear Obscure.
It is. Clear Obscure is the highest game, yeah. Hell is Us. See, this is why I know Hell is Us was something we talked about before. Remember the demo? I was like, I know this game. That's exactly why I remember the game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hell is Us is going to be
Pinksy was having a blast with it, too.
Bro, I was having a blast watching it. The game was phenomenal, bro.
We got to do that again, by the way.
Yes, we definitely did.
Maybe let everyone know what we're doing.
So, chat, we were doing something. It's a working title. We don't know what we're gonna call it yet. So I came up with a name, which I'm not ready to share it. Heartless, do you want me to share the name? Are we good at sharing the name? We call it mixed inputs, which is where all of us come together. It's probably gonna be random, or we're gonna have like schedule.
Option select.
Option select is also pretty good, actually.
Because we got options. That's
yeah,
what
we
we're
got
doing. We're showing people options.
Yeah, we actually like that. I really do like that too. So there it is. What we can do is post it in the Discord and have our viewers vote. Have the community vote. What should be?
So so for the audio listeners too, on our Twitch live stream, we get together. We have all of our cameras lined up, and last time we did this, we each presented a demo of a game.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I did not think it was I never thought that I would have fun playing demos. But that's not even what made it fun. What made it fun is like, okay, I got thrown off. Ninja Gaiden was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Everyone was having fun telling me, I freaking told you so.
Right.
And the energy was sick. When I went to fight the boss, everyone was rooting for me. It was just a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. So.
It was the couch. It felt like the old school couch experience. Like gaming with your friends in your living room, just having fun. That's what it felt like. And we were all invested watching Heartless freaking beat that boss. Like, we was like, you can do this shit, bro. Do it. Because he didn't even think
you guys
he
are
could beat the
coaching me
boss.
too. You guys are like, no, you got to roll at him. You can't roll away. You got to do the spacing. You don't even got to attack that close. He got inches.
Right. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I really think we need to clip that moment too, because all of that shit was fun as hell. It was a lot of
What's the
fun.
one clip we did get when I was like, oh, my ass is sweating from that?
It's the boss. It was the boss fight. That was that boss fight.
Ah,
That shit was
that's
funny.
crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was fun.
So we should definitely do that. So we're working titles either mixed inputs or options select, and I like both. I like both. You got inches, ayo, pause. But no, I love that. I love what we did there. But how frequently will we do that? And would we just be doing that? I don't think so. But I like to know that we have that as an aspect of that kind of
It's
stream.
cool, but to just be doing that would we kind of would be reliant on demos that
Demos,
are
exactly.
interest. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And if it's boring, then the stream's gonna be boring unless we're clowning on the demos, which I kind of don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
do all the time. So we can do other things as well. We can figure those things out, like play like multiplayer games, like a 4-player co-op game.
That is what I'm really excited for. But I really think and I'll be the one to do it. I really think the way that we should make it happen is like, so let's play. We're playing Gears of War, and it's 3 players. The fourth player sits in the back, and he just switches between the perspectives of the. I think that would be sick, and I'll
That'd
do
be
it.
sick.
I'll do it.
That'd
So
be sick.
we get everyone's game feed in, and then let's say you die and they're still in action. I switch off of you. You know,
Right, right.
I switch
Yeah,
off of
fine.
you.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
so I think that'd be really cool.
We would have to get a producer for sure.
I'll do it. Just I'll try it just to test the. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But I think we should get back to the main topics though.
yeah. Back to what I was saying. Mind's Eye. People don't like it. Um, I don't know what else to say to you guys about this game, bro. Like, I was supposed to be showing you guys even gameplay, and I lost track of that shit. To me though, graphically, the game does look good in my opinion. Though, I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Wait, what was that though? How did
what?
the garbage bins go flying across
I
the
have
street?
no idea. Like, but this is what I'm saying. I feel like they rushed this game, and I don't know what it was that prevented them from like pushing this game back. I'm trying to understand why. But
They didn't want to compete with GTA.
you think so?
Maybe I don't know.
But
Because why else do people pick the dates they pick though?
studio maybe.
So you
Ooh,
got a
I
strategic.
just saw that too. It's like pop-ins. There's a lot of like pop-ins happening. 'Cause
Oh,
it's not
this
pre-rendered cutscenes. It's cutscenes
this
are
video
done in.
this video on stream is by MK Ice and Fire, which is funny because MK Ice and Fire is somebody that I reference in our next episode of Fighter Files.
Oh really? Fire.
Yeah, we use their stuff in the next episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to use their stuff because they have like a long playthroughs that we can look at. Because most of the times, if I have a game, I usually don't. I'll just use my cutscene, like my gameplay. But when we don't,
Absolutely.
I use like no commentary streamers, and these guys are actually perfect for that because they don't do any commentary. It's just a quick run through on gameplay, which it's pretty cool. Shout outs to MK Ice and Fire for their work. Um, but yeah, like I said, I think Mind's Eye has the potential to be had the potential to be a good game. Let's say has, because I feel like they can still fix the game if they
It looks
care.
janky.
It does look janky, but it feels like it could get better. Because I feel like I remember Cyberpunk, bro. If they had given up on Cyberpunk, that would be the history of Cyberpunk.
This
You
is
know what I
not
mean?
Cyberpunk.
No, but I'm just using that as an example. Like if
Yeah,
they
I
care
don't know.
enough,
I don't.
you
When
can
I say
change.
this is not Cyberpunk, I mean this does not look like even if they were to fix this, I
Yeah.
don't even think this looks like it's on the level of Cyberpunk.
Nah, I don't think so
It-
either.
This looks more like on the level of Star Wars Outlaws.
You think so?
Cyberpunk is a first person game.
Mm.
It's a first person game.
Oh, no, I'm not even looking at like the kind of game it is. I'm talking about just like quality wise. I feel like
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like a first person game that is like looks beautiful in every aspect. From the weaponry that you have in front of you, I don't know. Yo, chat. Let me know.
I think
you guys think I'm tripping?
personally, I think this game has potential, bro. I can see the potential in this game. They just needed more time.
When they update it and they fix it.
Yeah, I think no,
Wait,
I don't think they are. I think because of the poor reception, they're just gonna move on to the next thing. This studio's probably gonna close down. To be honest with you guys, this is just my honest opinion, because
I
that's
heard they
just
refunded everyone. Is that true?
yeah, yeah. I think PlayStation refunded everyone. I could be wrong. Double check that, but I'm pretty sure I heard PlayStation refunded everybody, and that's what they did with Cyberpunk too. That's how bad this game was.
But
But
then
like I,
Cyberpunk survived.
Cyberpunk survived, and people went back to purchase the game. The
But
game and
they're
the
also
studio
were
is
they
very
a
cooked.
more well-established studio though?
The game and the studio is very cooked. Nothing is saying. I think so too. Like if they don't care enough or have the resources to improve this game, it's done. It's over.
That's
I can't,
crazy.
I can't remember the name of the studio. Can we double check that, please?
I'm looking it up right now.
And it always sucks to see like people because this is
Build
from
a Rocket Boy.
Build a Rocket Boy, and this is their the head of the studio is a former Rockstar developer. He worked on GTA.
So I pulled up an article here from the Gamer.
Mm-hmm.
In quotations, we are heartbroken. MindsEye devs respond to launch day issues amid refunds and mostly negative reviews. In case you haven't been keeping up, MindsEye has had a disastrous, and I may be putting it lightly, launch. The game, which was directed by Leslie Benzies of Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah, I told you.
debuted.
It's a former Grand Theft Auto. That he used to work at
That's
Rockstar.
crazy.
Yeah.
Debuted to mostly negative reviews on Steam, and things have gone quickly downhill since. I'm gonna look for the direct quote from the developers. All I see here is thank you for playing Mind's Eye. Thank you for your understanding and continued support. It truly means the world to us. We're grateful and blessed to have you on the journey with us. That is their statement. Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a studio that is going to put work into a project that was a flop. It just
I.
feels like they're closing up shop. Seems like they're
You
just
think so?
they didn't say anything concrete. Like, all right, listen, we know the game wasn't. That's what I was looking for. Like
It says we're blessed to have you on the journey with us.
Yeah,
Journey means that they're going to continue moving forward.
but they
I
didn't
think
say
so.
anything about. I don't know. I don't. I feel like they didn't say anything about.
I see another
improving.
article that said they released a hot fix or they're working on a hot fix.
Oh, okay.
Maybe,
All right.
maybe
So
they're not
let's see.
giving up. Who knows?
Let's see.
Let's see.
That's all I can say.
I don't
Let's
know. What do you tell your staff at this point? Hey guys, we built a game.
see. Nobody
They're
likes
saying
it.
it's not optimized.
Mm-hmm.
We can either shut down and nobody has a job anymore, or we can kind of suck it up, spend 2 weeks, try to fix what we got wrong here.
2 weeks. I think
And
they're gonna need more than 2 weeks, in my personal opinion. But hey,
I don't know how long. I don't know. I really don't know.
they needed
I
more
don't know.
time. They needed more time to cook. Like I said, this game I can. Maybe I have a soft spot for them, but I just feel like this game has.
Why do you
potential.
have a soft spot for
I don't
them?
know. I don't even know. But because maybe it's because I can kind of see what they were trying to achieve here. It was it. I don't think this was a cash grab for them. I think this was something that they were trying to. They were trying to do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I like that, and it's like it is kind of like cyberpunk. I wouldn't call it cyberpunk either. It is futuristic, but it's not cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is way more hyper stylized. This is not that. This is more it is future, but there's a term for this. I guess you could say modern future or some shit like that. Futuristic.
It certainly has a Grand Theft Auto feel to it.
Yes, but it's like in the future. Like if you look at like the architecture, it's all future inspired. Like if you look at the buildings, the cars, like everything looks futuristic. But it looks like a realistic future. It looks like, what our future could look like. Nothing looks like, super futuristic, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Like is that the game bugging?
I think it is.
You can't be real. Hey, you know what? I gotta give it to you. I gotta give it to you. If this thing ran smooth,
Mm-hmm.
these cinematics are sick. If this thing ran smooth,
That's what I'm trying to say. I feel like
these cinematics are sick.
This is what I mean, like the game having potential. I don't know how satisfying is the gunplay.
Bro, this is just like a futuristic Grand Theft
Grand Theft
Auto.
Auto, yeah. I mean, that's kind of their pedigree if you think about it, right? So
Yeah, I mean,
it
I'm not
makes sense.
hating.
It
But
makes
you know
sense.
what? You know what this game will never be?
Well, Grand Theft Auto.
As vast as Grand Theft Auto.
No, Grand Theft Auto is on another level, bro. Grand Theft Auto is that of a simulation now at this point. I I
Literally,
I
people
heard
got
a
full time
rumor,
jobs in Grand Theft Auto.
bro. I heard that this is a rumor, so take this with a grain of salt. That you know that Rockstar is owned by what's that? Take Two Interactive, right?
Yeah,
And Take Two owns 2K, right?
yeah.
And Grand Theft is looking to add a like a park feature in GTA. You know how
That'd be
crazy that would be?
crazy.
You know how insane that
That
would be? We,
that'd
we
be
already
crazy.
have people that are so locked in on NBA 2K in the park. Imagine if the park just comes to GTA. You
That'd be
could
crazy.
you could be playing ball and then just leave the ballpark and go rob a bank or go do some dumb shit in the game afterwards with your friends, bro. You know how
I have
insane
to
that is?
say, I have to say, I never understood those people who love to show up at the park every day in 2K and like that they just live for the park. I never got it,
I never
but
got it
hey,
either. My brother's one of them. Like I can't yuck your yum, bro. I can't. Power
I
to you,
never
bro.
got it.
Power to you. That's your thing. That's your steez. I can't knock anybody. I can't
It's
knock you,
it's
sir.
almost like they stopped going to the real park and was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go home and
Right,
go to the park.
right. It's a new social experience for people, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. But imagine if that comes to GTA. That's a whole nother level because we already have RP. You know how much that would do for RP? Like the role playing community, bro?
I have to say, I think the next level for RP is for people to be able to take money out of the game.
I don't
For
think they're
people to
gonna
be
do
able to.
that though. If they did that, it's a lot. Cause imagine people getting robbed in GTA and losing real money.
That's what that's what it is, though. That's what it is. That is what it is. That is what it is. That's I don't know. But anyways, I have to say now's a good time to say for the audio listeners, these updated visuals on the podcast are really sick. So
Oh, thank you.
maybe now's a good time to let the audio listeners know that we do the podcast live on Twitch over at the KXI network. It's KXI network, no
And on YouTube,
space.
all on YouTube. We're
And
also live
and
on
on
YouTube.
YouTube for sure. And on YouTube. Oh, we're also live on YouTube. Yes.
Yeah.
The videos go on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. KXI Network. These visuals, these are updated visuals, and they're really insane.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, we try our best over here. We're trying to get better at what we do. Like
We
we take our
try.
craft seriously, Jack. So
Very serious.
if you guys want to support some up and coming podcast tours and
Support it.
content creators, you know, just go give us a
Please.
look see. And if you like it, give it a follow. That's all we saying.
Give it the follow.
All y'all should. Thank you, Nova. Thank you. But yeah, final verdict of Mind's Eye, Heartless.
My final verdict of Mind's Eye is we talked about it much longer than I wanted to.
Yeah. Man. All right, let's move on. Next topic.
Thank you. This
And
is a
what
topic
is
that
it?
excites me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The ROG
Yes.
Xbox Ally X. Now, recently, the ROG Xbox Ally X was revealed at the Xbox Showcase last Sunday. And man, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I said this last week, and I'm gonna say it again. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I think this is a better proposition than the Steam Deck currently. And hear me out. Hear me out. I say this because you now have access to multiple marketplaces. As with Steam, you can own if you're not modding, because I'm pretty sure I heard you can mod it so you can get access to those things. But out the box, this is a better proposition because you have access to multiple marketplaces. And I'm talking about the Epic Marketplace. We have, of course, there's Steam, there's the Xbox Marketplace, and GOG, and a bunch of others, right? Because I'm pretty sure there's more that I'm not even listing currently. I
One question.
Go ahead.
Can I plug it into a TV and play it? Like,
I'm not sure, but I can tell you one thing: you can plug into it an external hard drive.
that's sick. I'll
No,
tell
not
you
a hard
this.
drive. Not a hard drive. Sorry, an external graphics card. My apologies. You can plug an external graphics card into this device. Do you know how insane that is?
That is insane.
An
If you
external
could plug
GPU.
this into a TV, I would argue this might be a better proposition than any other gaming device.
Yes, and I actually spoke to one of my friends he's die hard. He's big on the Steam Deck, and he's like, "Yo, that's the only thing that is holding the Steam Deck back right now. The fact that you can't have an external graphics card plugged into the Steam Deck."
I mean, what would that look like though? Like a
Uh,
graphics card sitting on the side with a plug and
no, so with the Xbox One, it's just like let's pull it up.
I, I have to say, this thing, I want one. The only
I
problem
want one
is the
too.
way my bank account is set up. I don't have enough robberies lined up to pull off a purchase of one of these.
It's gonna be insane. I promise you. I feel like it's gonna be insane.
I think it's gonna be $1,000.
I'm not thinking it's gonna be that high.
Even if it were though, if you
Hmm.
could plug into a TV or a monitor, I would say this is the best console for gaming right now.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And a
For,
handheld.
from my perspective, think about it this way: you
Hmm.
could buy a PC, you could buy a PlayStation 5, you could buy an Xbox, you could buy a Switch. We'll talk about that later, right? You could buy all these things. The PC, the Xbox, and the PlayStation are not portable, and they cost just about the same thing for this portable one, right?
Right.
If I were to buy this, I could purchase the Xbox Games Pass, connect my Steam account, which has 130 games on it. I could have games forever.
Yeah. So I did a thread on Twitter. If you guys want to go pop that out as well, I did a lot of research when it comes to the ROG Xbox. A
Yo,
lot.
that was a nerdgasm for you. I
It
knew it. I
was.
was like,
It was, bro. I couldn't stop. I just had to know more, bro. Go look that up. There's a lot that they have in install, bro, for the ROG, bro. And if all of them are actually true, because, bro, listen. Wait, wrong scene. My bad. My bad. Wrong scene.
oh god,
There we go.
starting soon.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that, but anyways, so what I like is the controller is the fact that it's gonna give you the same Xbox controller feel, even though it's kind of like further apart.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having that, but it here's the thing: I like the Switch, but I don't like playing in handheld mode. I usually play the Switch on my TV.
I
So
usually just prop it up right in front of me and I just
right,
play like that.
I don't like the controller, but I like the Pro controller. So the fact that I have that grip, like have that feeling, I like my things to have. I like something I can hold, Heartless. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
I want one of these right now.
It is
Pause,
insane.
cash. But I want one of these.
It looks like it's like based on what I've seen, like people talk about this, it's like it feels very comfortable in your hands. And my issue is it's very strange for me to hold certain controllers for an excessively long time, which is why I don't like playing with the PlayStation because I feel like I can't play my PlayStation games for too long because my hands start to cramp up. But with the Xbox, I don't have that feeling. I don't know why. I can't explain it. It's just I feel more comfortable using an Xbox controller, which is why it's
When
my
does this
daily
thing
driver.
release?
Holiday season this year.
Is it an OLED screen?
Is it? I don't think so. I have to double check. Is it an OLED screen? I don't think.
Oh, Sarah Bond.
Yes. Oh, yes. I know you have a big crush on Sarah Bond, now don't you? But I don't remember if it was an OLED screen. Let me go double check. I'm gonna look at my own tweet right quick. Give me a second.
This right here is if you know this was if KXI has a big year
You getting
and
one?
we do something worth celebrating, this gonna be the thing I celebrate with.
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. All right. Let me see. Did I not research the screen? Yeah, I did. A 120
It's a
hertz.
V. Wait, it's 120 hertz, 1080p IPS VRR screen. It's
Yeah,
not OLED.
it's not OLED, but it's 120 hertz though. That's still not bad. That's great.
Yeah, I mean,
3DS felt better than playing a Switch. Wow, that's big. Welcome in, Lord Hades. Oh,
I mean,
it just came up too. VRR screen. It just showed it on here.
it's an IPS screen.
Yeah,
I don't know what the VRR is right there.
variable refresh rate. It's variable refresh rate. So based on the game, it's gonna adjust based on the refresh rates of the game. It's about twice the cost of the Steam Deck. I'm ballparking it at about $700 to $800. What do you think?
There's no way this thing's gonna be $1,000.
I don't think so. I really don't think it's gonna be.
There's two versions of this, right?
Yeah, there's the white one, which is like
No.
the lower end version, and then there's the X, which is the high end version, which is
Do
still
you
more
think
powerful.
that the X is now gonna be $1,000?
No, I think it's gonna be 800. I personally think, and then the that other one's gonna be 600. I think.
I don't know, Cash.
All right, so
I don't know,
compare.
Cash.
Let's look at the previous iteration of
Bro, this
the
thing is
ROG Ally.
beautiful.
Yeah, but let's look at the previous iteration of the ROG Ally, right? ROG Ally. This one came out in 2003. Um, it also looks pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. Let's stop right here. I'm gonna do this right here. ROG Ally, so you guys can see what I'm doing here. I forgot I could do that.
The ROG Ally, they were so close yet so far away.
Yeah, but look at it. This still looks good.
Looks great.
I don't like the D-pad though. The D-pad looks kind of crappy. But overall, I think this looks good. But what I like was the improvement that they've made with the UI of the new ROG Ally X, right? So everything you could just pop up. You don't have to really leave your games per se. It just comes up at the side or at the above, and you can select whatever you want from there.
Can you go
And
on the internet with this?
yes, you can, but you don't have. If you notice this one, you can tell that there's like a Windows bar at the bottom here, right?
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, but the new one doesn't. So they completely removed Windows from the new one because they wanted you to have all the power
It still has
of the
Windows.
device. So it has It doesn't have the desktop though.
It has a special build of Windows. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So it's more akin to like the Xbox dashboard than it would
Yes,
be. Yeah.
exactly. Yes, yes, yes.
So
Absolutely.
so that's what they're going for. But I don't
I'm
know,
with
bro.
it, man. I'm so with it.
Yeah.
I'm
So
so with it.
the price of the ROG Ally, I wanna. Where's the price?
No, go down. Scroll down. Right there. Best Buy. Asus eShop. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Let's
No,
go to
click on one of them.
Asus. Let's go to Asus eShop. It's $649. This one. But that's the white one. That's the white one. I think they have another one because this is the Z1 Extreme. Oh, so the Z1 Extreme would be, but they're both the same price. What? Why is it the Z1 Extreme and then there's Z1, but they're both 512 gigabytes, 60. I'm confused.
I am confusion.
Yes, so confused. And this one is a cheaper version. I wonder why. I think it has to do with specs here. I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah,
this is the
it's
extreme.
gonna.
So all right. So look at this one. This is the more high end one, which is the 650. I personally think it's gonna be about 700 to 800. Then I'm ballparking it at about 700 because this is the first iteration of the ROG Ally.
You got to compare the CPU, the screen, the memory. We gotta have the
Also,
comparisons.
well, we also have to take into consideration the whole tariff situation as well.
Mm.
So that might pose as an issue. The chat
Pay
is
with
saying
Affirm.
the
I
chat
might have to do.
the chat is saying I won't encourage it, but like if you want to. So the chat is saying Z1 Extreme Z1 is a higher end versus the lower end GPU. Okay, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. You can
Why are they
switch.
the same price then?
It's a lower end. One has lower end specs.
But they're the same price though.
No, it's not. They're not the same price. One's five.
Oh,
One's
okay.
yeah. It's two different prices. This one was 500. The next one is
Look, it says right there. It says right
where
there.
where
Wait, hold on. Groundbreaking. Oh, no, go back. You just had it.
which one? This one?
I was just reading the specs. Yeah, groundbreaking performance. AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme APU with RDNA3 graphics, 16 gigabytes LP, DDR5 RAM. Okay, go to the other one, the new one,
So it's
the
LP.
Xbox. Go to the Xbox one.
Oh, the Xbox one. All right.
Yeah, let's compare this to the Xbox one.
So ROG Xbox Ally X. And that's the ROG right here. Boom, boom, boom.
You can already order one.
I don't think you can pre-order. I don't think pre-orders are available, but you can send emails when available.
Oh, okay.
I see. So this is how it starts up. So usually the older ones, you would get the Windows, and then this would pop up. But this
Yeah.
just it starts up with the
Yeah.
Windows logos, and then it goes straight to this dashboard here, which I like.
Yeah.
I really like. And then everything's off to the side like this. This is freaking phenomenal. This is getting me excited. You remember when you were a kid and the first time you experienced a handheld game?
Yeah.
That's kind of taking me there now, but this is on a whole other level.
This is the future, bro.
Yeah. Let's look
I'm
at the
telling you,
specs.
this is the future. All
Silk Song.
The future is going to be graphics cards in all monitors or TV devices and handhelds. That's what it's going to be. The regular idea of console is going to die.
I'm trying to find the specs here, chat. Give me a second. You wanted to. Oh, there we go. Here we are. Processor AMD Ryzen A1. So it has the AI chip. Z2 Extreme
Z2
processor.
Extreme.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's got more RAM, 24 gigs of RAM, not 16.
Yeah.
And
24.
storage 1 terabyte.
1 terabyte, bro.
Can we get a spec sheet like this for the other one?
No, I don't think we can. It's harder to find a spec sheet for this one because this is the official website. Let's scroll down. Let's see if they have it like that. They might.
They better have it.
They might. Oh, they're just showing our peripherals at this point. They don't. I guess you could click to learn more, which doesn't seem like they have it.
Tech specs. Look at it. Top right. Top middle right. Underneath the price at the top.
Oh yeah. So yeah, this is it. All right. So AMD Ryzen Z1. So this is without the AI chip. So I guess
this is a Z1 compared to the Z2.
Yeah.
The other one has a Z2.
Mm-hmm.
With AI.
But yeah, exactly the Z2 is where they start to introduce AI. So I think this is gonna have the second one is also going to utilize the AI to pad their graphics.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then look we got 16 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
And then 2.5 gigahertz up to 2.8 teraflops AMD Radeon graphics. So go to the other screen, please, real quick.
Which one? Down here?
The Xbox one. Go to the Xbox one.
Okay.
16 gigs of memory here. And I'm now looking for GPU. We want to compare the GPUs. Oh, it doesn't tell you the GPU?
No, it doesn't. It just says processor here. It doesn't show the GPU.
Display. Oh yeah, I guess it doesn't.
It's just VSync Premium, Corner Gorilla Glass Victus. It doesn't show.
I think this thing off-rip is going to come more expensive for the cheaper version. The cheaper version of this is going to be more expensive than the most expensive version of the previous one.
You
That's
think
my
so?
take. I think so.
Okay. You wanna do a pizza bet?
I
What do you
like
wanna
pizza.
do?
Why not? Pizza. We can do a pizza bet.
Okay. I think
What's
it's
up?
not going to. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be about. I don't know, cause unless they're gonna lower the price, I see what you mean. But usually, when a new device comes out, they usually tend to lower the price of the previous
So you're saying that I'm
iteration.
going to be right just simply off the fact that the price of this is going to get lowered when the new one releases.
If the price doesn't get lowered, is what I'm saying. If the price of this
Oh,
doesn't
look!
get
It says
lowered,
docking station. Hold on. Go to the peripherals that were in the Asus thing. Docking
um,
station.
hmm
Does that mean you can plug it into a TV and play it off a TV?
it looks like it because it says ROG XG Mobile eGPU. So this is a docking station with an external GPU. So you can dock it on here. It's an external GPU and docking station. That is phenomenal. So you're telling me so I can plug this external. Y'all make me want to hop on comms. Reaper, it's not too late. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not too late if you want to pull up. Just let me know. If you want to pull up for like a few seconds to explain to us lowly folk, because we don't probably don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Like we don't. So Reaper, you are my go-to guy when it comes to tech specs because I don't know all that much. I'm gonna be very honest. I know surface level stuff when it comes to gaming graphics and all that
On
stuff.
the surface.
Surface level. I don't go into the minutia of all this stuff. I just go, oh,
Minutia.
yeah, this is the powerful one. Great, I'll get that one. Discord DM me the link. All right, cool. Reaper, we're actually in the Discord right now because we kind of switched up how we do things behind the scene with the
Join
podcast.
any VC in Discord and I will drag you to our private chat. And
Yeah,
that
and
way the
I
audience can hear you immediately and then we'll get you in the video ninja so they can see that beautiful face of yours.
right, exactly what he said. I'm gonna send him the link right now first, and then look out for him in
I'm looking
the
out. I'm waiting. I'm trying to get him frame one, but I don't see
frame
him.
one.
Frame one.
Reaper PC. There we go.
You got your goals written down, you got your 22 push-ups, and your dick is harder than a fucking
I
missile.
probably should have turned off my intro.
You definitely should have turned off your intro before you joined our video games podcast.
But that's good.
For
That's
the-
actually a good one. That was a great entry for Reaper. Wow.
All right,
That
So-
was wild.
my bad, y'all.
No,
So what you were saying
one.
about the dock situation. So what's going on in the PC handheld space?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're following Valve's format, the Steam Deck is dockable. So all of them are dockable.
Ah.
That's what I want to hear.
Okay.
So they all followed that format.
Ah. Okay.
Now, going past that, right? The ROG Ally space, which is what you're looking at. Remember, Asus also makes graphics cards.
Yeah.
So one thing they tried to differentiate themselves with is, since the first Ally, they've been making small, portable, I'm using air quotes, GPUs. So you can buy an external graphics card that'll tie into these from Asus. So when you dock it, not only does it ramp up in more power because it's plugged in, but now there's an external graphics card which is more powerful than the AMD APU that's built into it.
Ah. Okay. I sent you
That was the
the
route they
video
took.
ninja link, by the way, Reaper.
It hit me with a password.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Price? Do you have an idea of what you think this price is going to be? Tell Cash you think I'm right, pretty much.
So both of you, I think, are in a good range, $8,000, right? Because some of them get close to 1,000. You got the tariffs to consider.
Mm-hmm.
The wild card, this is where there's potentially a wild card, is if prepared to be on the show. The wild card now is if Microsoft decides to subsidize the pricing. Since they're in a partnership, and now it looks like they're not going to be doing their own handheld.
Right.
Because I'm going to be honest, if this is $1,000 out the gate for the real one, the other one's, the small little whatever price one.
Right.
If the real one is $1,000, it's dead on arrival.
That's what I was.
Think so?
That's what I'm insinuating too. Because, yeah, think about it, Heartless. Like, if that's the if that's the lower end version, and that's $1,000.
No. I think the higher end, the Ally X, Xbox Ally X, is going to be $1,000.
Yes, I agree with that. The Ally X will be
okay.
1,000, but then that means the other one's probably what, $200 cheaper,
That's what I
$300
think.
cheaper.
I said 1,000. Give me my money, cash, and my pizza.
But I also said 800. That's what I was saying.
No, you said 6, 7.
No, yeah, the lower
800.
end. Yeah. It's the same thing. I said 600 to 800 with the lower end one.
I don't know. I like mushrooms, peppers, and onions.
No, you just want to know. You just want to hear that I'm gonna lose.
Yeah, of course.
I sent the password, Reaper.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to choose the appropriate camera now. It's losing
Oh,
its
okay.
crap. So allow all the cameras. Oh, there you go. Wow, I'm in darkness. I'll have to turn on lights. I'll do that after I hit start. There I am.
There he is.
And there he is.
So the lights will come on in a second. So it doesn't look like I'm just chilling in the back
murderer.
cave or something. I mean, I was trying to be more PG than that. There we go. But yeah. The thing with it is, if Microsoft does not subsidize any of these, they're dead because Steam subsidizes the Steam Deck. That's why the base model is $399. For $399, you get LCD, it's not OLED, you get 512 gigs, and you get Steam's library, which Steam sales speak for themselves.
Yes.
You can make your conversation about Game Pass or whatever. Nah, Steam sale, $50, I can end up with 50 games, depending on the sale. Like, sometimes they go crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So that takes away a little bit from the others, which is you have the Legion Go that's out there. You have Asus Ally, MSI Claw, Dianos. There's a lot of these Asian manufacturer ones that try to be different by like having flip-up screens or expanding controllers
I've seen those.
or what have
yeah.
you.
God.
Yeah. But those are the main hitters. MSI, Asus, Lenovo, Steam. Lenovo tries to be different. They took the Steam Deck route. The controllers come off the sides, and one of them can go into a little plastic dock, and it turns into a gun grip, but the bottom of it is a mouse sensor. So now when you're playing first-person shooters, you're aiming with kind of a pistol grip. It's kind of,
That's cool.
it's novel.
It's cute. It sounds cute.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yes, and they have higher res screens and all of that, but all of them are within 10 to 15% faster than the Steam Deck. Everyone kept saying the Steam Deck experience is better. Windows just makes this worse. Whether it's an update that kills it sometimes, or makes it slower, there's a driver update, or just dealing with Windows on a touchscreen that's only about this big,
Yeah.
is painful.
Yeah.
This is solving some of that, but we have to remember, still Windows, and update might kill things, and all of you have played PC games now. Remember, your first time you install a game, and keep in mind, if you might be running on battery power, you install the game, you go to play it, and now it says, oh, installing DirectX redistributable. Oh, installing runtime you ever see those secondary installs it wants to do right after?
Yeah.
Yes.
None of that exists on the Steam Deck. Valve got rid of that.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing. Your time to get into the game is
Yeah.
shorter.
Yeah.
And Valve vets this stuff more often than not, and they themselves will go out of the way to patch certain games. Sometimes they don't wait for the devs. Microsoft makes you wait for the dev to figure it out. So with that happening, all of a sudden, everyone kept getting to the handhelds and tried to hack SteamOS onto it. Valve eventually listened. Now there's the Legion Go has a Steam version. Somebody took the Steam version, and this is part of what I think prompted Microsoft to move with the ROG Ally real quick. Now you have a Windows version and a Steam version of the Legion Go. So this is Lenovo's product, not even Steam. People are benchmarking them side by side because it's the same thing, except it's $100 more for the Windows version because you got to pay for Windows.
Yeah.
And it turns out, with the exception of one game tested, it was 10 to 15 frames per second faster on the SteamOS version of the same handheld.
Damn.
If that's not damning enough, they both played a 2D low-powered game. The Steam version of the same handheld, same battery, same processor, same RAM, got 6 hours. Y'all want to guess how much battery life they got out of the Windows version?
2.
Exactly. Somebody saw the same thing. So all of this made Windows look like they're the problem on all these handhelds.
I can see that. It's a whole other operating system you have to run.
Which is why.
It
So
takes
that's
resources.
that's why they gutted it. That's why they removed it.
So that's why they're trying. Yes, they're trying to do that. But if that's the case, if that was so much of the problem, then why doesn't battery life get that much worse in desktop mode? Because the Steam Deck also has a desktop mode. So it's going to take a lot. They're going to have to cut and carve a bit. I'm not saying this is going to be bad. I'm just saying they're starting way behind the curve.
Okay.
And this is the conversation I think we had before, Cash, when you were a guest on my show, was that this is the market that Microsoft spearheaded and they kept getting wrong.
Right.
And now it took other people who left Microsoft out of the frustration from being, because a lot of these Valve's initial people were Microsoft employees.
Yeah,
Gabe Newell, all of them.
Yeah.
They started from there. They got frustrated and left. So it took them to light the fire up under Microsoft's ass. But is it too little, too late? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel
But
like
if that's $1,000, it's late.
Yeah, I can see what you mean there, but I still think it's a strong contender though. As a device, it's a very strong contender because of what it can do, because of its capabilities in regards to like having other marketplaces at your disposal, including the Xbox marketplace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And if this thing really runs games at 120,
No.
I
They
think
don't.
it's
You
variable.
don't think so?
It's variable. It's varied.
No. So the 2D games and the light 3D games, yes. Most of these handhelds, because this isn't the first one with 120 hertz. The Legion is it. The previous ROG Ally was. Most games run 60 max. More often than not, you're targeting 40 FPS.
wow.
And then you're using either FSR or DLSS to then put in fake frames.
So you're upscaling.
I'll take the fake frames.
Which is why they have the AI in this too, because they're gonna be padding it a lot.
I don't get it. It's like, what's wrong with the fake frames? I'll take the fake frames.
You play in the FGC.
The FGC is different because they only run at 60. But I'll tell you this. Look, I'll be straight up.
But if the fighting game runs at 40, and 20 of those frames are guessed.
No. That's different. But I will tell you this. I played Cyberpunk and I was getting like 80 frames, right?
Mm-hmm.
I turned that AI, whatever thingy it's called. I was getting 220 frames.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of that.
The experience was overall better for me.
It feels smoother, but because you were getting 80 frames per second,
Yeah.
it felt great.
Yeah.
It's a multiplication of whatever your initial is. So that feels great there. When you're below 60,
Yeah.
you start feeling the input difference because you're already below 60.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. See, I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the problem with faking frames. Faking frames is great 60 and up. The moment you drop below, because your input really is only registering for the actual rendered frame.
Yeah.
So now you have this padding in between that
And my
doesn't line up
input
with your
is-
input.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
See, this is why we need Repro the show.
This is why he's on the Gamer Actual, because he's actually a gamer.
Not only that, he's a tech guy. Like Reaper knows his shit when it comes to tech.
I knew he was a tech guy the first time he said, "Yo, you ever see that Microsoft dessert splash screen when you turn on Street Fighter?" And I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then the next time I turned on Street Fighter, I was like, "What? I see it. I see it.
Can't unsee that now, can you?
I can't unsee it. I think of you every time I see it too."
Now you know who to blame anytime you can't play multiplayer in Street Fighter.
Damn.
Every time that rank match disconnects and says connection error, you know who to cuss.
Microsoft.
There you go. But I hope this doesn't shoot them in the foot. Because I like the competition.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody takes this, and despite all their bragging about how it's improved and it's such a better experience, if they take this, and because SteamOS is now available for all handhelds, and somebody drops SteamOS and duplicates what happened with the Legion Go, now it's going to be, why do we have Xbox on this? Yo, Asus, just sell it to us with SteamOS so we don't have to do the legwork.
Right.
So they have to make sure they, on their own branded hardware, they're the fastest, or it's a wrap.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Makes sense. Totally makes sense.
I see what you're saying, and it's especially super important in the handheld space because you're not like the hardware that you're trying to fit into these things. You're kind of, there is a challenge. It's like we're trying to get components that are strong enough and small enough, and sometimes even the littlest thing, like having an additional piece of operating system like Microsoft in your product, could be the difference between 15, 20 frames per game. I did not think of it like that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Pizzo's asking about the cliff notes of what we're talking about right now. So Pizzo, we're talking about the ROG Ally X and what we think. One, price range, and I guess the specs of the
Value
device.
proposition.
Value proposition.
Perceived value proposition, and then Reaper brought to us the reality value proposition, where there's all these other things you have to take into account.
Right.
So this is a very interesting conversation.
Yeah. But yeah, like, man, I really love the idea of just like someone else entering the handheld space, which is that being Microsoft as well, and just like challenging the status quo a little bit. Like, what's crazy though? Even though we have such powerful devices out there in the world, people still tend to go for the fucking Nintendo Switch, and it's just, I'm like, why?
IP. It's IP power.
It's IP.
Yes. It's the Mario box. It's the Smash Brothers box. It's the Pokemon box.
Yeah, pretty much. No, they didn't.
FGC heads. Somebody just benchmarked Street Fighter 6 on it. Guess who's now the highest in second highest in input lag?
The Switch.
Switch 2. Yep.
Damn.
Xbox versions, I don't know what's going on with y'all, why y'all have such high input lag, but fix that shit.
Cash, that's why you're dropping your combos.
No, my controller's busted. That's not why. Let me get the controller first, and then we could talk about that, but I'm pretty sure the controller's dead. My controller is not, my inputs are messed up, but it's not because of that. It's because the controller's not great. I
honestly,
promise.
Cash he's the smartest Street Fighter player ever. He walks around with my controller is broken OS. If he wins, I beat your ass with a broken controller. If he loses, my controller's broken.
But it's the truth though. Reaper, it's the same elite that I went to defend the North with, bro. Now
the same one that you were saying you were going to replace with a Victrix from a year ago.
Yes,
he has a Victrix. He refuses to play with it.
I don't have it. It was Jay's. I gave it back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have a Victrix, but I want to get a different. I'm gonna get one this week. I definitely am gonna get a new controller this week.
I have one last question about this Ally X.
Yeah.
Reaper, what price would it have to be for you to say that is the console to buy?
The cheaper one, the white one, $400 to $450. Target the Switch 2's price. Target the lowest end Steam Deck's price. Be within a ballpark of that.
Okay. do you think the lower end
I don't think
one
he's
was?
done with his answer. What about the higher end one though?
The higher end one, well, let's see how much Valve is selling, because that's the one to beat. That's the highest selling one. All the other ones I've mentioned are great, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, if you look at most reviews, they say, yeah, it's great. You get 5 frames more per second, blah, blah, blah. But if you just want to really game on the go, have the best battery life, have the best experience, get a Steam Deck. Like, they all end their reviews that way.
Wow.
So that's the one you have to beat. And considering that thing is 3 years old now, and that is still who you have to beat. And fun fact, the AMD APU in the lower end of the Xbox One
Mm-hmm.
is a sister APU to the one in the Steam Deck.
Okay.
Really?
So it's similar cost for hardware, so you really should be targeting their price. Okay, as we sit right now,
Mm-hmm.
the $399 will get you a 256 gig LCD Steam Deck. $650 will get you the 1 terabyte OLED.
650.
That's their competition.
Wow. So at the end of the day, when they release this thing, you're gonna have two competitors out there. One of them is gonna be the Xbox Ally X, and the other one is gonna be the Steam Deck. And
Yeah.
the consumers are gonna be looking at these two products and their value propositions, and that's what they're gonna be choosing. Pretty much, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And you're forgetting there's a dark horse in this.
What is that?
None of us mentioned it. Sony.
They could have
You
something.
mentioned the
up their
Switch.
sleeves?
Well, they already have their streaming only portable, which some people still love.
I
Especially
still
Sony diehards.
I don't get it though. I don't get it.
You know what? When they added the ability to stream over the internet,
Mhm.
I got it slightly more, but I'm like, you got to make sure wherever you're in vacation, because that's the best.
You
That's,
have
if you work away
internet.
from home or you're on a vacation, your internet connection's got to be pure, because it's the same issue why cloud gaming hasn't taken off, right?
Yeah, right.
But then remember, most of Sony's biggest selling games are what?
What
Single player,
Single player games.
where you notice less of that issue.
Yeah, because now you're not playing online and also streaming online. So it's like you're
Just-
not streaming. So you only have to worry about just getting that direct feed from your game.
And what's up with the input delay on this?
It's still there. But again, if you're playing Last of Us and it's not a QuickTime event, you probably don't notice it as much. Unless you're playing a racing game. Racing games, you're going to feel it. QuickTime events, you're going to fail them all.
To me, it's a horrible device then.
It is, but the Sony diehards bought it. And now, remember, Sony's also an AMD partner. What are all these handhelds running?
AMD.
AMD.
So if Sony now says, and remember, we know they know how to do a handheld. We saw the PSP fly off shelves when they did that. If Sony wants to, if they put their market might behind it, they can pull it off. If they release essentially something as powerful as the PS4 Pro or the base edition PS5 portable, with the subsidies that Sony can throw behind it, because they are, outside of Nintendo, the de facto third-party console, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They throw the subsidies behind it because they can take a credit line out on that, or if they have the liquid cash, and they aim for $300 to $400, the handheld market is theirs. And I'm a PC gamer saying that. That's just the reality of it. They will eviscerate the casual market, because remember, the PSP went casual.
Right.
People forget that the PSP sold gangbusters because it went casual. They'll end up back in the casual space again, because it's now, oh, it's Nintendo price. Oh, but these are all those movie games on it. The next Spider-Man movie, oh, the video game tie-in is on it. The next Bond movie, oh, the video game tie-in is on it. They have that marketing cash. They can pull that off. Nintendo can only do that for their first-party titles, and that leaves Microsoft with what again?
Nothing.
Call of Duty on mobile, which is going to be a worse experience because you're stuck on Wi-Fi on a handheld device that gets you 40 to 60 frames.
No.
Yeah.
That's no.
Yeah.
You see, it sounds great till you mention the competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's great in a silo. They have to figure out how to market against their competition.
Yeah, and I think
I mean,
price point is gonna be the make or break for this console. To be honest, for the ROG Ally.
I have to say, Sony doesn't really. I don't really care for the Sony handheld. The PSP was amazing, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really care for like if Sony were to respond with a $400 handheld, I really wouldn't even care because unless it has Steam on it and it's not stream and I own my game and the game is on there and it's loaded in, I think this is the better value proposition.
Yeah, that's how I
Even if
look
it
at
was $700.
Yeah,
I
I
agree
still.
with you.
Huh?
I agree with all of you on that. But
It's just what the public thinks. It's all about perception, and perception is everything in this market.
and how many PlayStations are sold versus
Mm-hmm.
Xboxes, if that's the case you're going with.
Right. Question for you, Reaper. Do you think the lower end ROG Ally, Xbox Ally, God damn it, RX?
Their naming is still horrible. Their naming is still
They
horrible.
need a better naming convention because this is just a long ass name that I just can't stand it. But do you think the white one will allow for the external GPU usage? Do you think they'll do that, or do you think it's going to be exclusively locked
I-
to
If I look at the ports, I can tell you. ROG
Yeah.
Box Ally. So what makes the Ally X compatible is the Thunderbolt USB 4 port.
Uh-huh.
If they
And-
took that port away from the regular one, then it's not
Not-
compatible with that.
I don't see it in here. Wait, I'm looking at the specs right now. Comfort and input, contoured grip inspired by the Xbox wireless controller, delivers all-day comfort complete with impulse. We don't need that. That's not what I'm trying to see.
USB ports. Here we go. The one USB 4 Type C port on the Ally X.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, no USB 4 or Thunderbolt ports on that. So no external
Insider.
GPU.
Insider, that is professional analysis. You heard it here, folks. You're not gonna have that docking power on the white one.
On the white one, damn. So a
So
lot of
it'll dock, it'll give you HDMI out, but you're stuck with the graphics card in it.
yeah,
It's not upgradable.
damn.
Wow.
So you see, because that's what I was like. What is if I can use an external GPU on the white one, why would I buy the black one? I'll probably just buy the white one and get the external GPU and play that way. But
Yes.
now that you're saying that, that changes everything. I'm just gonna go for the IN version. Yeah, a lot of times I wonder if they do that. It's not a. I don't think it's a budget tactic. I think it's they drop something for a specific price and then they drop something for that
To
slightly higher
incentivize.
price. Yes. So you'd be like, why would I buy the white one? I'm gonna buy the black one. And
Yeah.
if people choose to buy the white one anyways, it's still a win-win. That's how I look at it.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. I agree.
Yeah, it's a
It's
market
the same
tactic.
sales tactic. The same thing from cars. You'll have 3 models:
Hmm.
the E, the LE, and the XLE.
And then the sport. And it was like,
Yeah.
okay, what's the difference here? Slight variation. It's just a very slight variation.
It's like that too with cameras. They'll have like 4 models of a camera,
Hmm.
and you say to yourself, "Well, why wouldn't I just spend the extra $300 and get all these extra features?" So, yeah.
So yeah, final verdict on the Ally X, fellas, or the Xbox Ally, because this is still the ROG Ally, right? But it's just now in partnership with the Xbox. This is pretty much what it is.
Yes. Yeah.
The first
that's
console I've been excited for in years. That's all I'm gonna say.
nice.
Reaper's like, I don't give a shit about this.
No, because I'm already a Steam Deck user. I have a Steam Deck, and
Yeah.
none of these are exponentially faster than a Steam Deck. So I'll wait.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
that's the reason we don't have a Steam Deck too, because they said, yeah, we could have put out another one already, but it's going to be just that much faster. We need a generational leap before we
Yes. Yes.
move.
What if
so
What if they released one with just the usage of an external hard drive? I think that's the only thing they could do at this point.
then that's like saying, how come I never upgraded from the LCD to the OLED, even though the OLED's a better screen at this point? Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
better, but it's not generationally better.
It's incremental.
Yeah, I need that generation leap.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think this is good for the market as a whole. What I would like to see is Microsoft learn their lessons from past failings doing stuff in the PC space.
Mm-hmm.
I really would like to see that because every time they've stepped in it, they sound good. It's good intentions by the sound of it, but they never execute on the original vision. That's been the past. So if they get it right this time, great.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, at least we still have SteamOS. But I'm liking this. This reminds me of the 90s console space or the early 2000s console space
Mm-hmm.
where everyone seemed to have been doing something good in their own right and push the other one to step their game up and do
Yeah,
something even
because
more.
Yeah.
because competition is healthy. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. That's what I think too. That's what I feel like that's what I'm getting. That's the vibe that I'm getting right now. Gaming feels exciting again. Yo, did you see the new, you know what I mean? We don't get that anymore. We don't really get that. It's like, oh, so they dropped another console.
Let's admit it.
Okay.
The last two consoles felt last two console gens felt very samey.
Yeah, it was. It was. Because even with even with PS5 and the PS4, they felt the same. It's just this
Can we be
one's
real
white
though?
and looks like a spaceship. That's it.
Can we be real though?
Yeah.
The earliest consoles, when they had the next console, that leap was majorly generational. And as we progress over time,
Hmm.
the leap from console to console is going to get smaller and smaller.
It's like
And on
iPhones. It's
just
like
like
smartphones.
iPhones. And on top of that, we begin to realize as consumers, it's not the console that drives our gaming, it's the games.
Yeah.
So the consoles over time just get less and less important. We start to not get as excited about consoles. Nowadays, I buy a console, I want it to last me 10 years. Give me a console that is strong enough to produce the kind of fidelity for the games that I enjoy for the next 10 years. I don't want to have to buy a new console every 10 years. When we were kids, though, a new console was like a new car.
Hmm.
It was
I,
really exciting to us.
I think that's
True.
why the PC space is thriving so much now because the older people get, the less they care about consoles and they're starting to move away from that. So now it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do this shit every five, 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I'm just gonna buy a PC and just like I'll upgrade when I need to. That's it.
I literally just had a friend monologue on his live. His whole console history, all of that. PS5 owner, loves Sony. He's like, I'm done. Everything else is going to be on PC. After I move out of this house,
Hmm.
I'm buying a PC and putting it in my room.
It's really the ultimate setup. I gotta say, it's the
It's
ultimate setup.
an all-in-one box, bro.
Yeah.
But okay, keep in mind, I'm a PC gamer.
Hmm.
If y'all couldn't tell by my prior dialogue with all the tech mumbo jumbo that fell out of my mouth. But, and this is where Nintendo's still right. And this is what made the 90s. I'm going to focus really on the 90s. The first half of the 90s, great, was when they were close in technology, they battled on giving new game experiences.
Hmm.
The Genesis tried to make it super modular. You could plug stuff into it that gave you different aspects. They even tried a modem cartridge. Some people don't even realize there was a modem for the Sega Genesis. Super Nintendo, they started adding 3D chips. With the NES, they had dance pads, the Power Glove, that stupid robot thing that I still don't even know what that did.
Street
The
Fighter
light
1,
gun.
mash 'em up.
They had all these things that tried to give you different experiences, and they just stopped experimenting at some point.
Hmm.
Like
Because
even Sony with their VR initiative. When was the last time you heard they were putting out a VR title?
mm, yeah.
They're not trying to differentiate anymore on the experience. Forget the technology. Yes, the technology is getting samey. Provide me a different experience.
They don't want to move away from that because I feel like we've gotten to this space where a lot of these companies are afraid. It's the same thing with like AAA games. You're not gonna get AAA games making too much like drastic changes from what they're used to doing in the first place. That's why we get the same Call of Duty every year. That's why we get all these other games like God of War and all these like AAA games. They tend to feel the same, but it's just a slight incremental change to the overall gameplay. nothing to really write home about. Think about even the leap from Spider-Man to Spider-Man 2, even in Miles Morales. All those three games to me look the same, which is still why I haven't played Spider-Man 2, to be honest. As much as I hear the game's phenomenal, for the most part, what I hear people talk about with Spider-Man 2 is the story. The
Yeah,
gameplay is
the
not.
story's
The gameplay is the same. The gameplay is still the same. Which and this is why people love indie games this much, because indie devs are still the lifeblood of the industry. These guys are taking the risk to make these kind of like weird experiences for people to try out, and then that game pops off, and then that becomes the new AAA, and then it becomes that new status quo, right? That's usually what
Mhm.
happens. That's usually what happens.
Well, we need
So
more of that.
we
And
need
when we
more of
get
that.
back to that,
Mhm.
when we get back to the unique, the different, like even when Nintendo let the Pokemon company do Pokemon Go,
Right,
that sold, well, didn't sell, installed gangbusters, right? And
right,
people, the microtransactions did whatever it did. But it wasn't just that it was Pokemon. It was Pokemon with unique experience. It was augmented reality. Aim your camera around the room and your Pokemon are in the area with you. It's
right.
location based. Mix it up. Do something like that. The Switch 2 is portable. Why wasn't that experience brought to the Switch or Switch 1?
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it's capable of it. So it's little things like that. This risk of aversion that they've all adopted because the corporate suits is now creating a bigger risk of stagnating your platform.
Right.
It's the Warner Brothers effect.
You know what? Guess what I just noticed now that Reapers just mentioned that, Heartless. It's been a few weeks since we've mentioned that a certain game. Although we're not gonna talk about it.
No, no,
I'm not gonna say it. I'm
no.
not gonna say it. But yeah, it's been a while. Thanks, Reaper. Thanks.
I was talking about their movies, and we're here again.
What do you think? So, slight tangent here. What do you feel? How do you feel about the new Superman? I know this is a video game podcast, but I wanted
That's
to
out of
hear.
nowhere.
No, because
Yeah.
it said Warner Brothers. It's the same company. Come on. How do you feel about
Um,
the new Superman?
every time I look at one of those trailers, and I'm like, wow, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that the trailers for all their other movies that tanked also looked good.
Mm-hmm. But it's James
So
Gunn.
and
I don't think have you. I can't recall James Gunn making a bad movie in recent.
I can't
memory.
remember James Gunn being under the thumb of Warner Brothers either.
Well, true. That's
Think about it. A lot of good directors ended up under Warner Brothers and then put out a steaming pile.
Yeah. But the last Warner Brothers movie that he made was The Suicide Squad, and that was actually pretty damn good. It's probably one of the best DCEU films. It's probably one of the
Agreed.
best one, if not the best one.
Agreed.
So I don't know. I just don't. I didn't like how the new
can't-
Superman looked, but like the trailers have slowly kind of won me over. So
I didn't like his look at first either, but that's always me.
it's
You know,
grown on me.
ch- ch- child of the '80s. Hey, that
Yeah.
don't look like Christopher Reeves. You know, it's
Not-
that.
Not only that, I think we've kind of moved away from um, the traditional look of Superman, right? With the trunks and
Yeah.
we've kind of moved. So when we see them going back to that, it's like, what are we doing?
Mm.
Are we taking a step backwards now? Is that what we're doing? But I don't think that's what it is. Like they want to, I guess, reinstall like hope in like the Superman mythos and just like stay
He has
true
knee
to the comic
pads
books.
though.
He doesn't, does he?
I'm pretty. Doesn't he have? He has
I have
something
to look
over
at
his knees.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he
Yo.
does.
I'm looking now. Dag damn it.
We gotta find it. I'm pretty sure he's got knee pads.
He's definitely
Bro, he
got
does.
muscle.
He does. He's got like a knee. They're not pads, but like.
What
Yeah,
is the
there's a
new-
design around his knees.
What's the
yeah.
new Superman movie called? Superman what?
Superman. I don't know.
No, it's called Superman something. No.
I just typed in new Superman suit and I see Cosworth
It's just called
suiting up.
Superman.
I was put Superman 2025.
You know who the best Superman was?
Don't say Henry
Tom
Cavill.
Welling from Smallville.
Tom Welling wasn't Superman.
Really?
I don't want to hear that. Tom Welling was Clark Kent. I don't want to hear that shit.
No,
Welling.
he would have made an excellent Superman. He would have.
Sure, but Tom Welling was not Superman. He was never Superman. Let's get this straight right now. Tom Welling was never Superman. He was
Yeah,
Clark
So
Kent.
Mount-
who's Superman?
Tom Welling was never Superman.
Who's Superman?
Who's
Who
Superman?
is Superman? Who
No,
is Superman?
I don't think you're
What is
understanding.
his real?
Reaper,
What is his Earth name? What is Superman's Earth name?
Clark Kent, but he didn't have the.
Aight!
Yes.
Dunzo, you lost.
No. All right.
It's over.
Wait.
It's
That's-
over.
Wait. So that's like saying you're watching a Bruce Wayne movie before he became Batman and still calling Batman. He's not Batman yet. He's
Okay.
not.
He doesn't. He ends the show as Superman.
No, he did not. He was a blur. I don't want to hear that shit. He was
This
a
man,
blur.
he almost choked on his spit. He's
He was
Okay.
not.
If you take away his powers, yeah, he's Clark Kent. That's all he got.
he had powers the whole show. The whole show.
See, that's the thing.
Mm.
He was
yeah.
flying before the end of the show.
No, he wasn't flying. He was flying at the end of the show, and we saw a blur. We didn't see Clark Kent flying in the air as Superman. I don't hear that. I don't hear that.
Did he?
That show was a disappointment. The end
Just
of the
tells
show,
you,
by the
yeah,
way.
I was about to say, just tells you didn't like the show without telling us. Yeah.
The end of the show.
Literally.
No, the end of the show was a disappointment, Reaper. Let's keep it real. Smallville should have ended way better than it did.
I'm gonna go, and this might strengthen your argument.
Mm.
I don't even remember how that show ended.
Bro, I can tell you.
Oh, for sure.
We saw a suit in a glass cage, and then the suit disappeared, and we saw a blue blur in the sky with a little red behind it. But you didn't see
Wait,
Clark.
that's
anybody.
Superman.
No,
That's
it's not.
Superman.
No, it's not because
That's Superman.
you didn't see him in the costume, Heartless.
It's funny you say this because that's Superman.
No, it's not. Superman's not just a blue blur. This is Superman. That dude right
If
there
you
in
see
the truck.
Superman flying right now, you would actually see nothing but a blue blur.
No.
So
no,
I don't know
no,
what you're
no.
saying.
You're no.
No,
No.
no,
I'm not
facts.
gonna agree with this. No.
Facts. Take a physics class. If
No.
Superman zoomed by your house right now, you see nothing but blue.
No, I don't want to hear that. No, I don't want to hear that.
Trying to have a physics class about superheroes.
Right?
Okay.
What happened to the original question?
Okay.
I don't know. We just
Yeah.
went too far.
Two, I'm waiting for other people to risk their hard-earned money to watch the movie before I do. That's what I'm doing.
I'm okay with that. You know what? I can't even argue that.
That's what I'm like with games now at this point. Straight
Yeah.
up. You're not ever going to see me buy a game on release.
Nah, I'm not.
That's
gonna
a
do it
risk now,
either.
isn't it? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's a risk, yeah. You nowadays the people who buy the game on release are the penguins who are the first ones to dive into the ocean.
Wow, Heartless.
You know what? To his credit, I bought Diablo 4 on release. When was the
What
last time
happened to
anyone's
you?
heard me talk about it?
Wow.
They disappointed the shit out of me.
To my credit, I bought Street Fighter. Street Fighter was the last game I bought on release, and I'm about damn near 4,000 hours into that game.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
time.
And it makes me mad because the difference between I'm a better player than Cash. Straight up. I'm gonna let him know right now. But the difference
we're not
between
arguing
Cash and
that,
I
but-
does not make sense for the amount of hours that I put in and the amount of hours that he's put in. It's like, damn, I should be beating his ass, but I'm not. I'm just winning.
Nah, that's not it. I'm gonna get better, Heartless. Don't worry. We're doing a circuit next year. I'm telling you guys right now.
Alright.
Y'all two have fun with that.
Hit up your pro coach Shine.
Shout out to Shine, by the way.
Shout out to
Put it out there.
Shine.
But
Where you
gentlemen,
You out of here, Reap?
I need to cut and run.
Yeah.
Thank
As
you for
always,
pulling up.
it's fun with you two gentlemen. Gamers Actual Podcast. Love the combos. Y'all keep it up. I see y'all on the next one.
You have a good night, Reaper. It's always fun to have you here, bro.
He needed to be gone anyways. We got to move on to other topics.
Yes.
Yep. Dropping out, y'all. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Peace
Yeah,
out.
peace
Thank
out.
you so much. Shout out to Reaper for
Shout out
coming
to Reaper.
through.
Yeah, give me that shout out. That was a funny ass conversation.
That was.
Yeah.
That was.
So Pizzo just said MindsEye was a safe pre-order. Am I right? Sure. We'll go with that.
It's only safe if you pre-ordered it on PlayStation and got your money back.
I guess. I guess.
What's the next topic?
So let's move on to our next topic, right? Um, so final verdict for the the ROG
Right now,
Xbox Ally X. Heartless. What's your final
right
verdict?
now, it's the first console I've been excited for in years.
I
How about you?
can't. I'd say this. It's the first handheld. I say the first handheld for me that I've been excited for in years because it was getting a Nintendo Switch was just par for the course because I wanted to play Metroid. That's the only reason why I got it. So I didn't care about any other game. I just really
That
wanted
is
to play
wild.
Metroid. I just really wanted to.
That is wild.
And then I fell in love with Zelda. So that goes to show you how much of a Metroid fan I am. So let's leave it at that. But this is the first handheld that I've been excited to like really get my hands on in a minute because I'm just thinking about the capabilities, and of course I'm gonna get the black one. I'm getting a black one.
You're trying to get this on holiday release?
Probably not. Or I can, I probably do some kind of like inception with my wife. Get me the black Xbox ROG Ally X type shit. See
That's
if I could get that for
crazy.
Christmas. Who knows? We'll see if I could get lucky like that.
That's
We'll see.
crazy.
Yeah, do some inception. I'm pretty sure it's possible. All right, let's move on to our next topic, which is Just Cause 5, which was possibly canceled. We wanted to talk about that, but we're gonna move on because I don't think that's that big of a deal. One in the chat if y'all want to hear we talk about that shit, but I'm gonna be honest.
We'll bring it up later if y'all want to hear about
if
that.
y'all want to hear about it, but I don't know. I don't know because I never played any of the Just Cause. Heartless, did you?
No.
So I wasn't a fan. You want us to hear? Or you want to hear us talk about it? All right, we're gonna talk about that later on in the show. Split gate numbers. So let's talk split gate numbers right now, Heartless. So before we get into the split gate numbers, what's your experience with split gate so far?
I think before we even get into that, we should just kind of break down the Splitgate release, okay? So obviously a few years ago we had Splitgate 1, which was a huge hit at the time. And then now we had Splitgate 2, and then last week we had the game show. And I believe one of the co-founders,
came out.
He came out, he did the demonstration or the preview for the game. He was wearing a hat that said, what did it say? Make FPS
games great again, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously
And
it was
boy,
a play on it was a play on the MAGA and Make America Great Again, the Trump slogan that
But boy, the internet did not like that.
They didn't. So this is an interesting topic to us because we played the game. The game is, I believe, great. I have a lot of fun.
The game's a lot of fun. It
is a lot of fun to play.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ari.
No, go on, Cash.
I'm saying it really brings me back to like how I fell in love with like first-person shooter games, like FPS games, like Titanfall or early iterations of Call of Duty, like Black Ops. Like it kind of makes me feel like that time again. I'm not saying it plays like those games, but it's giving me that kind of like feel, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? It just brings a new excitement for the game. It just brings a new excitement for FPS games, in my opinion.
It does. In a way, this is kind of on the level of Fortnite in the sense of innovativeness, right?
Yeah.
So it is the classic arena shooter, which is a lot of fun, but the element of the portals creates a very unique movement, and I have a lot of fun. I don't know about like everyone else, but I like a challenge. I like when I play my video games, I like there to be a mental challenge. And I'm not saying this game is challenging because you do get kills, but one of the unique challenges of this game is having is using your spatial awareness. Like for instance, I shot a guy, I got him low, but he went behind cover, and little did he know there's a portal behind him. So I set up the portal, and
that was last night. That was last night. It's like, this guy? I remember that.
To me, that's a lot of fun. I think that is very good use of spatial awareness, and I think that's a very unique experience that you get out of this game. It's a lot of fun, and for that reason, I think seeing the perception of this game and the numbers of this game on the release, when you put it all into consideration with the presentation and the quote-unquote distastefulness of the presenter, co-founder. And not only that, but they had really expensive purchases in the
Yeah.
store,
Yeah.
and they reduced the price on them because people were like, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
So, Cash, I'll let you take it from here, get into it, and give us the details.
So, like we said, I really feel like a lot of the reception to the game that I've seen has nothing to do with the gameplay whatsoever of this game. Like most people are strictly hating on the game just because of that one situation on the game, the Summer Games Fest. And I'm like, have you guys actually given this game a shot? Because yo, honestly, the game is super fun. It's a lot of fun. Like, um, I don't know, man. It's I and I'm not here to judge people in regards to what they're not only about their beliefs, but if you're not gonna play a game because of just who the developers are, I can't stop you because I freaking despise. I was about to say that game. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because now Reaper brought it up. It's now in my brain. I'm trying not to say Heartless, but you know what I'm gonna say. But I hated a specific game for that very reason, and I chose. Well, I did still play it, but anyways, you guys get what I'm saying. I might be using a bad example here, but what I'm saying is I don't necessarily. If you haven't given the game a shot, I think you should before you cast your judgments on it. You know what I mean? If what you're seeing, if you genuinely don't like what you're seeing, I can't fault you for that. But if your opinions is solely based on just one interaction off of a dev on stage, then I don't think that's a good I guess a good point to make or a good reason to not play a game. I hope I'm
You
making
make
sense.
sense. The one alteration I would say to that is if the developers are pure scum, then sure, don't play their game, right? You don't want to support a developer.
Right.
But if the only thing that a developer was a play on words
Right.
from somebody that you don't like,
Right.
to me, I don't think that warrants enough hate for me to be like, oh,
Exactly.
I'm not gonna play this game. I could sit here and say that's distasteful. When it was happening live, didn't I say to you like I wonder what people are gonna say about this?
You actually did. And I was like, I hope they don't say anything. And bro,
And that
before
and you
the
know that
stream ended, bro, Heartless was like, yo, people are giving him a lot of hate about that. And I was like, oh my God.
and so that suggests that I can see it as being distasteful. Okay,
Hmm.
the guy did something distasteful. Sure. Okay. Is he a horrible person? I don't know.
We don't know.
Is the game worth not playing over it? I don't think so. Is it worth checking out? It looks like it, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna check it out. I like the game. If it comes out that this guy does some heinous stuff and I don't want to support his game, sure, that might be the case in the future. But I
Right.
haven't got that. It's just to me, it's just a hat. It's
Yeah.
just a hat.
But he even came out and said, "It's like, yo, whatever you see this hat for, you should take it at face value. We just want to make FPS games great."
Oh, he also no,
He did.
I get that for sure.
He started trolling afterwards. He started trolling after the fact when he realized like
It's not
people
even
was like,
that. He
mhm,
started that statement off saying, "I'm not going to apologize," which I understand. Like,
yeah, mhm,
but it almost kind of came off callous in the
right,
video,
right,
like bold, like, "Oh, I don't need to apologize." He could have just been like, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I don't really think that I did anything wrong. It's just a hat, and you should take it at face value because that's
right.
really what we're saying. This has no political affiliation,
Yeah,
and I
he
don't
did,
really
but he
necessarily
did
think
say
it's
all that.
something.
He did say all that. He said,
Yeah, but the first thing, he came in like, "Yo, I don't need to apologize to nobody."
mm,
Attitude-wise, it came off
right.
to me,
He came
right?
off. Oh, okay, I get what you're
But
saying.
even then,
Mm,
am I gonna shut out dozens of developers worth of work because one guy
right, it
has
did.
an attitude problem?
Right.
I think I'm more mature than that.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel, you know what it is? I feel like our current state, bro, is just everybody's just so hyper reactive to things nowadays, bro. That's where we are as a society.
Moral currency is a
Yeah.
term that I've been thinking about more lately. And I
Hmm.
know this is a gaming podcast, but I just want to say one thing about moral currency. it almost seems as if in the social media space, in the social realm, people look for things to cast their morality at, and because it signals to other people that they're moral individuals.
Right. So they want to get social brownie points, is what you're saying, essentially.
That is a thing that's happening now.
It
That
is
is that's a
definitely happening now.
it's definitely a thing that's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And people who get canceled, some of them obviously deserve it. But the only issue I take with this is like an AI rendered image or a photoshopped text message thread could lead to somebody absolutely having the worst outcomes. You know what I'm saying?
Even after it's clarified, it's for some reason still follows this person
Because people
to
only
the rest of their life.
care to follow the downfall.
Exactly.
They only care to follow the downfall.
Mm-hmm. So we got to be careful out there, bro.
And it's a lot of virtue signaling for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. Like I said, I like the game, and if you guys found the game interesting, now we're not shilling for the game in no way, shape, or form. But I'm saying
I am. It's fun.
It I don't is that about I wouldn't call that shilling though. Shilling is if even if you know the game sucks, you're still trying to prop it up. But we actually think the game is fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun, and I would like people to play it so that way it doesn't become a dead game, and I can enjoy it for years to come. That's
Exactly.
what I think is.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying we're not. That's not shilling because shilling means that you don't necessarily think the game's good, but you're going to put that out there.
Product.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not what we're doing. I genuinely have fun playing the game. Genuinely. So guys, trust me. And we want more people to play with too. So please try the game out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for tonight's episode. This Splitgate.
Gears of War.
Oh, the Gears of War beta. So here's the deal about the Gears of War beta, guys. I had a lot of fun playing it. I only got to play it for like 2 days. I played it last night and the night before. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys. It brought me back to like my first experiences with Gears of War.
2007.
2007. Was it 2000? No, it's 2004. No, yeah, you're right. 2007. I take that back. I take that back. It brought me back to that time of playing Gears of War, bro. That was so much fun. Like, Heartless came in at like the tail end before we switched to Splitgate, but prior to that, I was having a lot of fun. It didn't matter if I lost or won.
The plan was to play Splitgate, and then I seen you on Gears of War, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna get on Gears of War, and then I realized we didn't have access to the beta. If it weren't for that, we would have been playing Gears of War all night.
Yeah, the game is like, and they've managed to keep the spirit of Gears of War in the beta, which is very good. The more I see MF for
that's the thing about Gears of War. The meta, I don't want to say the meta, but like the highest level of players, you'll see people just like going from wall to wall. And they have mastered the maps in a way where they can move wall to wall to create movement that is like insanely difficult for you to keep up with.
Yeah, but I don't mind it. You know what that does for me and encourages me to even play even more and try to just like get good like those guys. That's how I look at it.
I can see how it can be highly unappealing to some people though. To be like, this is what the highest level of the game is like.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't know. It's crazy.
But how much of those guys are you going to
interact with? Not many.
Yeah, not many.
And you have to be really good yourself.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think we're gonna experience that. So Pizzo, I get what you're saying, but I also think that's we're not gonna.
Pizzo, you've never played Gears of War? It is an amazing game. I think the multiplayer for the first one is the best one.
Pizzo has never played. So here's the thing: you're gonna have to play with us.
Yes.
You're gonna have to play with us. We're definitely doing a co-op night. We're doing a co-op night, Heartless.
Yes, we are.
Pizzo, it's also coming out. You own a PlayStation. It's coming out for PlayStation now. So you grew up on PlayStation? Great. It's coming out for PlayStation in August. So you're going to get it for PlayStation. I played it and it was
Wait,
Reaper,
what is Reaper saying?
Bro.
Is he's trolling?
Yeah, I think Reaper is trolling.
He's trolling.
Reaper's got to be trolling. You gotta be trolling, bro.
No, okay. You know what? I have to say this. They don't make games like Gears of War anymore,
No,
where
they
you
don't.
get the ultimate package between a single player experience, a couch co-op experience, and online multiplayer experience.
Yep.
Granted, internet wasn't as good as it is today, but they don't make games like that anymore. Am I wrong? Am I tripping for saying that?
Yeah, I don't really see it as much. Most games that come out nowadays are first person shooters. Most games that have like an online multiplayer aspect are first person shooters. We don't have any games that are cover based shooters in any kind of competitive shooting games. I could be wrong, but I can't think
Wait,
of any.
Reapers really only played
The
Gears
first
of
one.
War
One.
when it was on the Xbox One version on PC when he had Game Pass for $1.
Wow. Reaper, nah, bro. Not trolling. That's just how it felt. Wow, bro. Wow, Reaper. You need to play with us too. I
You
think
know,
that's
it really just goes to show we all have our strengths and weaknesses. We're not gonna know everything about technology. He clearly is missed out on a whole lexicon
an amazing
of games.
franchise. Division is cover based, but is it competitive? I don't. It's not. I'm talking about like competitive cover based shooters. We don't have any of those like that, do we?
I really don't know. Gears of War, I don't know, man. Gears of War was just special to me.
Me
You go
too.
from cover to cover, shotgun, hit them once in the face, they explode.
You know
it's
what?
over.
It came at a time where I think like online play was at its infancy, right? And
Yes, yeah, very infancy.
it has a special place for me as well because that was my first like online experience of video games. And back then I was still back in Jamaica, so I was playing video games more.
Jamaica.
Beforehand, I'd have to like call my brother on the phone, and we used to use minutes in Jamaica, right? We didn't have. It's not like a straight call. You have to buy minutes to call overseas. But when
Call
I
cards.
yeah, but when I had an Xbox, hopped online, Xbox Live, played with my brother freaking Gears of War, and we used to play the whole friggin' night, bro. We used to play until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, bro. This
I
motherfucker,
love that for you guys.
this motherfucker had a job in the morning, bro. He had to go to, and we were still playing video games. We played
Hold up.
Gears of War, Call of Duty, and a bunch of other shit.
Wait, so to talk to your brother on the phone, you have to pay for a call card.
Yes,
Or you could just hop an Xbox with your brother.
and that's most of our conversations used to be just Xbox.
That's a no-brainer. That's a
No-brainer.
no-brainer. Video games bring
So-
the world together.
Bro, you know how many friends I've made because of like online gaming, bro?
It's crazy. I talk to you every day, and we met 2 years ago playing video games.
2 years ago. I haven't seen Heartless in real life yet.
It's crazy. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to Evo, and I'm gonna meet Rose for the first time. It's crazy.
We could have met this year too, but it's because of what's happening IRL right now. That's why I wouldn't be able to like, go to Evo. But next year for sure, I'm definitely gonna be at
Cash
Evo.
is transitioning.
Transitioning to what?
The new job.
Yeah, that didn't come off right, Heartless. I'm gonna be honest. I am transitioning. You know what that sounds like,
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking, clearly.
bro. Even N2 came in like, what?
That's you. Transitioning.
Yeah, it's like,
As you,
yo,
was like, as you said, I hope you mean transitioning to the afterlife.
bro. But no, I'm getting a new job, so I start training around that time. So I can't travel for Evo. So that's the only reason why I'm not going to Evo this year. But yeah,
Because he's a nurturing provider.
shut up.
That is crazy.
But yeah, because what's funny is the day before I got the job, I was looking at flights, I was looking at hotels for Evo, I was looking at all that stuff. And then the following day, it was like, yep, you start on the 28th. I start on the 28th, and then I would have to leave from the 29th. So there's no way that I'm gonna be able to
It
travel.
will not happen.
It's
And
not
on top of
happening.
that, he's seen the Xbox ROG Ally X, and he looked at his bank account and he said, "Something's got to give.
Something's
Something's
gonna
got
give, bro.
to."
Something's gonna happen. And then Evo flight or the Xbox where I got that boy. Man.
Ooh, I just like I can envision a future in which I have an Xbox ROG Ally X, and I'm on a plane, and I don't want to kill myself. I could just see it. I could see it.
Yo, so a little backstory. Heartless hates flying.
I don't like flying.
He hates flying.
It still blows my mind to me. Like, you're in like a
He says this
metal
all the time.
tube.
Exactly. That's exactly the statement he uses every friggin' time.
You're in a metal tube, 40,000 feet in the air, flying. To me, it's like a weird concept. Really weird.
Yo. Juju, what's good? Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody.
Juju, what is good?
I went heartless on that one. Damn. I don't mind it, but although I've had a scary experience before in a flight, my wife and I were coming from vacation from Puerto Rico, and it was just like crazy turbulence, bro. I swear to you, I thought we were gonna die on that flight. That's how
pretty
bad
sure.
the turbulence was. That's how bad the turbulence was.
I'm gonna double check this, but I'm pretty sure there's never been a recorded flight that's crashed due to turbulence, a passenger flight. I'm gonna double check though.
That shit was scary though, bro. What I'm saying is, we didn't know if that was the wind or if it was just the plane about to fall out the air. That's how scary that shit was. And I was playing. That's how when I beat Metroid, I was so focused on playing Metroid Dread, bro. I didn't think about the flight at all. I was just distracting myself playing the game, and that's how I beat the game on the flight.
In 1997, one person died from a crash that did result from turbulence.
Oh wow! But one person?
But that's one person.
That's crazy. That's insane. But yeah, Chad. No, that's pretty much it. Heartless question: do we have anything for the speedrun section?
No.
No.
This was a dense episode. We couldn't fit more into this episode.
Well, true, because we're actually over the 2 hour mark now. We're 2 hours and 14
That's what I'm
minutes.
saying. When we were piecing this thing together, it was like something got to give.
I mean, that's fine. I don't have an issue. But we can also, because we haven't done this in a long time, which is our question of the week. But we can, before we get into that, I want to do something different today. I want to rank the top 5, since it's Father's Day, top 5 dads in gaming.
Dads in gaming?
Yes.
Kratos is number 1.
For you? Damn.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
No, list them. Go ahead. Hey, I appreciate that, Reaper. Thank you.
I don't know. That's actually like a wild question. Top 5 dads in gaming. Let's name some dads.
Let's hear what the chat has to say too. I'd love to hear what the chat has to say.
Yeah, can we get some dads in the chat?
And then we can rank them based on what the chat says.
Yeah, we can rate them, and yeah. So we got, obviously you got Kratos, right? Let me look through my games and think if I could think of any father figures.
I actually have my list already, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I have my list.
Okay.
I think my list can beat your list's ass. I'm just saying, whatever list you come up with, don't matter.
That's crazy.
Don't matter, bro. Master Splinter. Bro, that's not even, I wouldn't even say that's video games, bro. But I'll let it pass because they got video games.
I was gonna ask, are we like could we like Peter Griffin obviously is in video games, or could we include a Peter Griffin in this?
This is what I'm talking about. See, that's a slippery slope. This is a slippery slope I'm talking about. If we add Master Splinter, I feel like I'm gonna have to okay a lot of other shit, and I don't want to.
Okay. Does the guy from Last of Us count?
Yeah, he's a video game dad.
Okay,
that's a video game. He started off as a video game character. So
no, I know. Yeah, that's true. But like, he's not her father. But he was a father.
No, he's a father.
He's a father.
No, overall, he's her dad. He's Ellie's dad, no matter what, because he helped raise her. It's like he's a surrogate dad. It's still a dad.
Until she's like, "You're not my dad."
I was like, "Shut the fuck up." I'm sorry. Language.
Anyway, hey, Ellie's a father too.
Shut up, Bartless. No, she's not.
I'm gonna be a dad?
You are a piece of shit. That meme went around the world, bro.
Video game fathers.
I can.
Okay.
You want to search, Heartless? I'm gonna give you.
I'm looking up video game fathers. Kratos is the first picture that pops up. That's crazy.
Of course, Kratos is gonna be the first one to freaking come up. Who else would come up?
Yeah, I gotta say Kratos he's the best one.
Hachi Mishima is probably the worst dad anyone could ever ask for, bro.
When I was going through my list, I went over Tekken, and I was like, let me not mention these guys.
Kazuya is even worse.
Yo, oh, that's too funny. Yeah, I think Kratos really is the best one because you got to think about it. He raises him to be,
And he's a single dad
strong-
too.
He's a single dad. He has to burn his baby mama. They got to do the burial for the baby mama.
Not a baby mama, his wife, Heartless.
His
Lord.
wife. He does the burial for his wife, right? You know what though? Kratos is a slippery slope because he did kill his first family. So
Yeah,
it's like,
and he also killed his dad. No, but Kratos, so he didn't willingly kill his first family though. That's the thing. He was tricked.
he was in his own state of mind though.
No. He was tricked. Kratos wouldn't willingly kill his own family. That's why he wore their ash as penance on his skin.
He still killed his own.
Yeah, but he didn't do it willingly. You know that's why his skin's white, right?
No.
No, that's why his skin's white. His skin is the ash of his wife and daughter.
So he hasn't showered in 7 games.
Pretty much, if you want to say that. But
That's crazy.
That's why his skin is the way it is. It's his wife and daughter's
Okay.
ash.
So chat, forgive me because although I did have a best friend who played all the God of Wars and I watched them all, the first God of War I actually really paid attention to and played is the 2018 God of War, which I think is a beautiful game in an amazing direction that they went in with the game.
Yeah, it's burnt on, Reaper. It's burnt on. Yeah.
So you think Kratos is up there because in
I
the
still think
newest
he's up
games,
there. I still think he's up there. He has a lot of development, bro. A lot of character
Yeah.
development.
yeah, I agree. agree.
He's a great fucking father, bro.
I agree.
So what's your
Boy.
list? What's your list, boy?
Man, my list is just Kratos, man.
Damn, I said 5, Heartless. You gotta come up with 5. Jeez.
Why don't you tell me 5? I can't even name 5 of them.
All right, so you have Kratos on your list, right?
Yeah, let me hear your list.
Dr. Light from Mega Man.
Oh God. Okay.
We're going deep. We're going deep. We're going deep. Pause. Ari Village Dad gave humanity for his kid. I like Ethan, but I also hate Ethan. So I can't give Ethan a rank here. I just can't. I can't, bro. I liked Ethan though. I really did. I thought
think
about
he's
it.
spitting. The question is the best fathers.
Yeah, the best
How,
father.
how much better does it get than giving your son the world?
I think he has a daughter. Ethan has a daughter because his daughter ended up getting powers
giving
too.
your daughter the world. I mean,
Yeah.
Same point.
He had his daughter now has powers too in Resident Evil. I didn't play that DLC, did I? I have to go back. Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid. You fucking bugging. No, he's not. That dude's a piece of shit too. If you don't know, I think Big Boss is what Solid. He's the original, and Solid Snake is his clone. Is that right? Am I wrong? I don't remember the lore here, but all right. So I said Dr. Light. Mike Hagar. You know who Mike Hagar is?
Very familiar. I know the name.
Final Fight. That's basically in the Street Fighter universe.
He's
Mike
the
Hagar is
mayor?
the mayor. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This man went to the streets for his daughter, bro, and beat the shit out of motherfuckers to find his kid. What are we talking about? That? And he's the mayor.
Okay.
Mike Hagar.
That's a good one. One.
Mm-hmm. One of my personal favorite characters of all time, Geralt of motherfucking Rivia. Thank you, N2. I was about to say that. Geralt of Rivia, right?
Okay.
How much is that so far?
It's 4 of them.
That's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know anything about Final Fantasy like that, so I can't say.
See, we all got our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna go with Sam Fisher. Sam Fisher is one of my favorite characters of all time too, and he's a dad. Like that's you don't know who Sam Fisher is? Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell.
Oh.
Yeah, that dude kicks some serious tail, bro.
You
Sam
know,
Fisher.
when I was a kid, these games they bored the shit out of me as a kid.
Played him now though. Trust me, it's a thinking man's
I
game,
bet.
Hardest.
I bet now it would be.
Yeah, it's a thinking man game. Splinter Cell is a thinking man's game, no question.
Yeah.
Stealth, the whole idea of like stealth. Trust me. I don't know if so. You've never played any of the Metal Gear games, then? No, because
Not
those
20
probably
years.
that
Not in 20
that
years.
yeah, those probably bored you too then as a kid, right? Because of the whole
Yeah.
stealth, it was slow to you. Well,
Yes.
play them now, bro. You're gonna appreciate them more now as an adult. Trust me when I tell you. I got
They're
to
coming out with the
appreciate.
new Metal Gear Solid, right?
Snake Eater is gonna be friggin' fire, and I can't wait to
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah, I do remember like the way it was. I wasn't a thinking man back then,
Nah,
and they didn't really appeal
those
to me.
games don't appeal to kids, bro. It's that's real. Let's keep it a buck. Those games are not gonna appeal to kids like that.
Yeah.
Like I only got into Splinter Cell when I was about like 18, 19, so I was a little
Wow.
older. So it's like, oh shit, I like this game, and then that's how I started playing all the Splinter Cell games. Like, but
Yeah.
before that, I played them before, didn't like them, but then I tried it again as like when I was older. I guess you could
Yeah.
say young adult, and that's when I really appreciate Splinter Cell. So trust me, you should try them out. And a lot of them hold up pretty well to this day, to be honest with you. Splinter Cell Conviction holds up very well. A lot of people don't like Conviction because it kind of moves away from like the traditional stealth. There's still stealth elements in the game, but it's not the main part of the game. Like you can do interrogations and all that shit. Even though the older games did have that, but this is a lot more action oriented. I love that game. Love that game, bro. But yeah, those are my top 5. Top 5 dads in video games. So let's see what the chat had. The chat had Geralt like me. I know you trolled it N2, so I'm not even gonna call that out. You said Big Boss. Mayor catch these heads. That's funny. Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy. Michael from GTA. You really think Michael's a good dad? I guess you just slightly. I feel like his kid's a softy, bro, but because his kid lived a soft life. So Michael's always talking about his upbringing to his kid, right? But like you're kind of partially the reason why your kid the way he is, bro. I'm gonna be real. Like you're the one who gave him all of that, but you guys haven't. He was just providing for his family. Yeah, I see that. I see that, Juju. I could agree with that. But I think his kid's also soft. But yeah, that's my list, guys. That's my list. So that's our side quest for this week. Heartless, do we have a question of the week? What would you think our question of the week would be?
Didn't you say top 5? Or why don't you put your lists and see what people say is the best out of all of them? Or is it too obvious of an answer?
I don't think so. I think I think I have a hell of a list. I think that shouldn't be easy for people. I'm gonna use your Kratos for sure. I'm gonna use Geralt of Rivia. I'm gonna put Doctor Light for me, Sam Fisher, and Mike Hagar. But I think they only allow 4 now, right? I don't know. Let's hop on over there. Guys, if you're not following the channel, please go follow the Gamer Actual YouTube channel. We're currently live over there as well. Give me a second. Channel. Let's make a post. And boom. We're here, Heartless. We are here. We haven't posted a question of the week in 2 months, bro.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. Who is your? Should I say that, or who is the best gaming dad? How should I phrase this?
Who's the best father in gaming?
Who's the best daddy in gaming? I'm gonna use daddy. And then let's put text poll. I'm gonna start using image polls. So we can use like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it now. It's probably gonna take a little longer than usual, but I think I want to do that. I like the idea of having a more colorful image poll. There we go, Heartless. There we go. See that shit? It only allows 4 though. What are we gonna use? So we said Kratos.
Reaper said Dalsum.
Dawson is a father.
Of course he's a father.
I mean, I'm not gonna say what I was
So-
gonna say.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but yeah, when you actually bring that up. We said Kratos. I have to put Geralt, and his name is Gerald, guys. Let's just keep it a beat. His name's actually Gerald, but they was just trying to make him sound cool. Am I wrong?
No.
His name's Gerald.
He's a sick character.
He is. He's a very
He's such a sick character.
He is a very cool bastard. Oh, I don't. I'm trying to find a PNG. They're not allowing me to get one. Don't appreciate. There we go. A JPEG. Nice. Thank you. Who else did I say? We had Geralt, Kratos. I'm gonna put Sam. Sam definitely on this list. I think he kind of, when you put him next to these guys, though, it's like he pales in comparison. But I'm still gonna put him. It's probably one of my favorite characters in fiction. But the only reason why he became that was because of the voice actor Michael Ironside. To be honest with you, that man has a freaking voice, bro. And who's the other one? We can only add one more. Sam Fisher. I'm gonna put Mike Hagar, bro. I'm gonna put Mike Hagar. Just for the classic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mike Hagar. No, let's get a better image. He's also in Marvel vs. Capcom, by the way, Heartless. Guys used to say respect the pipe. All right, there we go. So we're going to put Mike Hagar first. No, what are we doing? Boom. Mike Hagar. Sam Fisher. Geralt of Rivia. And Kratos. I think this new look, I like this. Sam Fisher. Did I spell his name correctly? I think, right? And Kratos. Chat. There we go. Just dropped them. Go check that shit out. Go vote. Please go vote. Alrighty.
Shit looks sick.
Yeah, it does. It looks way more interactive as opposed to these. These kind of look boring. This
Wait,
looks better.
drop
So
the
this is
link in
new.
drop the link in the chat, please.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna post it right here. Boom. Vote.
Thank you.
There we go.
Make
All
sure to
right.
hit that thumbs up, people.
Please, please hit that thumbs up and vote. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Overall tonight was a fun conversation, bro. Like I said, we're getting better at just like managing our conversation, even though we go on our tangents, but we always come back to our thing. We're just
It
getting
feels
better
natural.
at it. Yeah, it's a way
feels
more natural
natural.
now. Yeah. So chat, if you guys aren't already, go follow the channel. Thank you guys as always. Is there anything else? Closing thoughts for Gamer Actual?
I just want to say, shout out to everyone that came through. I hope you guys had a fun time. Shout out to Reaper for giving our audience a more professional, technical, detailed look at what makes these handhelds comparative to one another. So that was highly appreciated. And I had a lot of fun. Cash, thank you as always.
For sure, for sure. That was fun, guys. So guys, we are about to end the stream. We're gonna raid out to who should we raid out to?
Nerd.
Oh, we could, yeah, for sure. We're gonna raid out to what? It's Miss Nerd Rage, right?
Yes, MS Nerd Rage, no space.
One word.
Yes.
Okay.
Miss Nerd Rage.
Rose is streaming too.
Ooh.
What are you
Should
gonna
I
do?
flip a coin?
Yeah, please flip a coin.
Alright. What are we gonna do for nerd? Heads?
Heads.
Alright. What is that? Do we got a visual? Hold on, let me see if I can see.
I don't see it. What does it say?
I'm gonna tell you in a second. That looks like tails. Let me just double check. That is tails. Nerd, I'm sorry.
We're raiding out to Rose. Rose Gradient, fellow member of the KXI team.
Oh! I almost broke my desk.
Damn.
Yo,
All right.
the rest of you can't see this. So this is tails. I wouldn't cheat my peoples.
All right, guys. Thank you guys as always. Tonight was fun. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. We have Monster Hunter Monday, I think, right?
Yep.
And then for the rest of the week, we're gonna give you guys updates because we're gonna be dropping our stuff for Fight Night Friday this coming week. So we're gonna do a little change, just a slight change, nothing crazy, and then
Try something new.
Try something new. Wednesday we have Retro Wednesday. If you guys want to know what game we're going to be playing for Retro Wednesday this week, just hop into Discord. It's in the announcement tab. Am I missing anything else?
Keep your eyes out for the next episode of Fighter Files, which will be releasing sometime in the next week, but you guys will get early access to it on Patreon. So, on Patreon, there's multiple membership tiers. Some of them are paid, but you can just use the free membership. You can sign up with the free membership and you get early access to the videos. And Cash, before we get out of here, let me just drop the link to the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And so that way anyone wants to see it.
We have 7 seconds. 10,
7 seconds.
4,
All right.
3. Peace out, guys.
Just bye. Peace out.
Appreciate y'all.
This man did not give me no type of warning.
No, I didn't realize it was counting down until just now because I'm not looking on my screen. I noticed like things getting better too. Like the because I'm controlling everything on. I'm controlling everything from OBS, and I feel like I'm moving way smoother than even freaking thing now.
What'd you say?
I'm controlling everything through OBS, right? And it's moving to me. I'm moving way smoother than I would with what's the other thingy?
Restream?
Restream, yeah.
Good.
I have more freedom. Yeah, let me hop on Rose's stream real quick. Yo, hold up. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick because I wanted to piss for so long, but I just didn't get up,
This man was fighting his demons.
bro. I'll be right back.
Yeah, do you think?